We're back in the Premier League tonight, and two sides who are desperate to finish in the top six and challenge for the league title with the playoffs at the end of the season. The Berwick Bandits, who lost Ben Barker earlier in the season, they've brought in a USA World Cup star to bolster their hopes tonight. And for Peterborough, 3 Danish riders missing, but still looking ultra competitive ahead of tonight's action. Live from Shiellfield Park, it's the Berwick Bandits and the Peterborough Panthers in Premier League Speedway. One of the more picturesque venues in the country and one of the fastest tracks in British Speedway as well. This is Shiellfield Park, not only the home of the Bandits, but Berwick Rangers Football Club as well. The circuit sweeping around the football pitch here, and we're delighted to say we've got sunshine here at Shiellfield Park. Former Berwick rider Kelvin Tatum alongside me. That was in the Berrington Lock days, of course, Kelvin, a different track, but you have ridden here.
Yes, I have.
It's very, very quick.
It is indeed, yeah, it really is quite a thrill round here. Very long straights, banked on this pit corner where you really can carry the speed through. The real challenge is the speed, of course, but it's quite narrow, so starting will be at a premium.
And Berwick unbeaten at home in the league so far. Peterborough currently third, so it should be a competitive meeting tonight.
Very much so, and you can see here on the table, Berwick in 6th. It's slightly precarious. They've got meetings in hand, but they do need to continue winning at home. Peterborough have been pretty strong home and away, and I'm putting pressure on the top 2 in the league, but nice match-up tonight.
Yep, if Berwick can win this tonight, that would put them on to 20 points and just open up a gap over Ipswich and Rye House, the teams just behind them, and certainly home form could be the key to a playoff push.
It's without question a home advantage. We're going to talk about the length of the straights, but the start line is very near the first corner, so you still need the bike to jump off the start. It's narrow when you get in there, so it's quite a challenge for riders coming here.
Let's take a look at the Berwick side here tonight then, and Kevin Doolan leading the challenge, a very experienced rider for the Bandits these days, and he is the skipper of the side. Kevin Doolan, 34 years of age from Australia. He rides at number 5 for Berwick tonight. Now riding at number 1, USA World Cup rider Ryan Fisher comes in as a guest for the injured Ben Barker, who we wish well. Fernando Garcia from Argentina, he goes at number 2 for the Bandits, and it's rider replacement for the injured Klaus Vissing tonight. Riding at number 4 is Thomas Jorgensen, a former Scunthorpe rider and Wolverhampton in the Elite League. And at reserve, it's Alex Edberg going at number 6 and Richard Hall, who goes at number 7. Who's your man to watch, Kelv?
I'm going to go with young Thomas Jorgensen, the 22-year-old Danish rider. He has had an outstanding season. In actual fact, he's been solid here at Shiellfield Park and away from home as well. And I do believe with the injuries they've had, he has been instrumental in the fact that they are in a decent position in the league. And Thomas this evening up against a strong Peterborough Panthers side will need to continue on. He will really need to be fired up.
Just a quick word about reserve, Richard Hall, world long track team champion. We've just seen him a lap of honour here. Former Elite League rider as well. Quite a trump card potentially at reserve in Richard Hall.
Yeah, if Richard can make starts, then he will pile the points in. He's really rapid if he hits the front. His Achilles heel is sometimes he isn't the best away from the tapes, but no doubt that on his night, he can be nigh on unbeatable.
Well, let's take a look at the visitors who've made the trip here to Shiellfield Park tonight. It's the Peterborough Panthers. We've seen them on Sky Sports once already this season. Very solid on their home track. How will they get on away from home tonight with Lewis Blackbird leading the side, the skipper, 28 years of age. Now, Steve Worrell comes in for the absent Ulrich Ostergaard. He's in Denmark tonight, as is new signing Emil Grundal. It's rider replacement for him. Riding at number 4 is Adam Roynan. He's a guest for Michael Palm-Toft. Now, Robert Lambert, the 17-year-old talented British rider, goes at number 5. And down at reserve, a recent addition to the side, Rafał Konopka at number 6 from Poland. And Simon Lambert, plenty of experience under his belt now at number 7. Who's your Peterborough man to watch?
Going with Robert Lambert, we've seen an awful lot of him lately, but I tell you what, I don't get bored of it at all because he's a very exciting rider to watch indeed. He's been flying for the World Cup Great Britain team. He's been riding terrific for Kings Lynn and for Peterborough. He's been guesting as well. He's been extremely busy. 17 years of age. He really is a star in the making. And he needs to put in a really good shift tonight because they've got some issues with the riders away. So a big double-figure score for Robert is vital.
And what a race that was last Wednesday. Heat 15 live on Sky Sports when he won the match for Kings Lynn against Poole. Now, we're looking forward to tonight's Premier League action, but we're also looking forward to next Monday and something special. 16 years old, the young Australian. He is sensational. Massive future ahead for him.
don't doubt anything.
Puts it on the line, and it's congratulations once again to the Paul Pirates.
This is our time.
Listen to the roar!
If I didn't do it, I'd be empty inside.
The return of Darcy Ward, one of the hottest prospects in World Speedway, a potential world champion. He's just signed for the Swindon Robins. Makes his home debut on Monday against his parent club, Paul Pirates, 7:30, Sky Sports 1. So Darcy Ward in for Swindon, looking forward to that. Czech Republic star Edward Kručmar has joined Swindon as well. It's only £10 admission on Monday night, a special promotion at Swindon. If you're around, pack the place out. It's going to be some night next Monday.
It will be, and delighted to see Darcy Ward back in British Speedway. He's got to behave himself, but I'm sure he's learnt his lesson. But his talent is without question. We've seen him do some remarkable stuff on a motorbike. And I'm delighted that he's decided to come back to British Speedway, and it's a massive boost for the Swindon Robins.
And Swindon need him because they're running out of time to challenge for the playoffs, so it's a big night on Monday, and we can't wait. Now our team here tonight, talking you through the action here in the Premier League at Berwick tonight. Chris Louis is our man taking a look at track conditions, but first of all, down in the pits with the build-up to the action, here's Laura Woods.
Yeah, big night tonight for both teams, and I'm joined by two of the captains here today. First of all, over to Kevin Doolan. Kevin, your team tonight, they're in 6th spot, and that is an important spot for you to maintain, isn't it? Because it's the playoff positions, so a win tonight would go down very well.
Yeah, definitely, and we've got a team which has got a lot of spirit, so if we can just keep fighting away, and you know, we've not had an easy season, but we're about that playoff position, and we want to keep pushing forward.
One of those problems that you've encountered is, of course, the injury to Ben Barker. We wish him the best of luck getting well with that. But you brought in the American rider, Ryan Fisher. Now, he's been here before. He's done well with you guys. What does he bring to the side?
He's an exciting, flamboyant rider, and he's going to be entertainment plus tonight. So, you know, we're glad he's on our side. We're glad that he's going to, you know, get involved, and he brings a bit of team spirit as well. So, yeah, we're really happy to have him with us.
And these guys, Peterborough, have a good away record, 3 out of 4 so far. But they're losing much of their starting lineup. The people that we're used to seeing, the 3 Danes, they're not here tonight. That's got to be good for you guys.
Yeah, it possibly is, but with our form last week, we don't really need to concentrate on the other team. We need to continue to concentrate on ourselves and enjoy our racing. And, you know, these boys are pumped up. They really want to win tonight, and they really want to push towards the playoffs.
Right, Kevin, we'll let you get over there, so good luck. And come and join me over here, Lewis. So, Lewis Blackbird, you're, of course, captaining your side tonight. There's no Ulrich Østergaard. What kind of pressures are on your shoulders coming into the fact that you're a captain?
Well, I had a couple of years with Mildenhall back there in the National League when I was captain, and you know, it doesn't make any difference. I've sort of we got involved with the boys and fired them all up, and they all seem keen. So I think I've done my job, and now it's just I've got to do my job on track.
Yeah, no big deal. Yeah. And one of the reasons why you guys need to win tonight is because actually a win would catapult you to the top of the league.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we've had a run of away wins, and you know, we'd like to keep that form going, and you know, it's very important for us tonight to get the win here. We slipped up at home a couple of times, and we've lost a couple of meetings there, so it'd be nice to keep the away form going, I suppose, and have a win tonight.
You've got some exciting guests, but you've also got an extremely exciting rider that we've seen on Sky the last couple of weeks, Robert Lambert. So he is very young, he's only 17. He's also been in the Cardiff Grand Prix last weekend. He got a heat, didn't he? How exciting is he to be involved in your squad?
Yeah, it's absolutely awesome, you know. All of us lads can learn a bit off him. You know, it's really exciting to watch. It's brilliant, you know. So, yeah, he's a good team player, and you know, I think he's got a big future ahead of him. So, you know, it's great. I wouldn't want him in any other team anyway.
Right, Captain Lewis, good luck. I'll let you go. Cheers. Time now to pass over to Chris Louis, who's out on the track.
Thanks, Laura. Yes, I'm high up on the banking, very steep banking of Turn 4 here at Berwick. And at 368 metres, it is in fact the biggest of any of the British League tracks. And, well, I've got to say, looking down the straight, down the back straight, as you head into Turn 3 and that very, very steep banking, I think you get a feeling of the speed that you're going to generate. And to be honest, as a rider, if that doesn't get the blood flowing, you probably need to see a doctor, because I think there's something wrong with you. It is a very fast, very exciting racetrack to ride on. Conditions a little bit slicker than normal tonight, I'm afraid. The track was underwater after heavy rain last night. Track staff have done a brilliant job to dry it out, relay it, but it has meant that it's gone down a little bit slicker than normal. Normally we see the guys almost touching the fence looking for the fastest line. I'm not sure they're going to be quite that wide tonight, but I still think we're in some great action.
Thanks, Chris. Yes, here we go. The riders coming out on track now, ready for action here at Shiellfield Park. Heat number 1 coming up. So a win for Peterborough, and they have a chance of going top of the table tonight. It is not quite the halfway stage of the campaign, but certainly Berwick looking 4 points to strengthen their position at the top of the table as well. We see Simon Lambert coming in yellow for Grondal here, the rider replacement ride. So Simon Lambert, he replaces Grondal and comes out in the yellow and black helmet colour for heat number 1.
It's a tricky place here, Berwick. It is very fast, and 368 metres, it's a big one. But the start is very near the first corner. So although you've got a long gear on, that means you're almost starting in second gear rather than first gear in your car. You need the bike to leap away from the tapes because it's a short run to the first corner, and it's quite narrow when you get there as well. So not a lot of racing room. So there will be quite an emphasis on getting the bike set up to really leap away from the tapes. Big encounter this. Peterborough have been a little up and down at home, but have been terrific on the road. So the home team will need to be firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, certainly in the Premier League here, they have been unbeaten so far. The Berwick Bandits, they were held to a draw by Plymouth, but they did lose at home in the League Cup to Glasgow and Edinburgh, and they can ill afford a home defeat tonight. Garcia off the inside in blue. Simon Lambert in for Emil Grondal goes off gate 2 in yellow and black. Ryan Fisher in for the injured Ben Barker, who we wish well. He goes off gate 3 in red. And going off the outside is Steve Worrell in for Ulrich Ostergaard for Peterborough. He's off the outside in white.
Yeah, Worrell, of course, rides for the Bellevue Aces and for the Newcastle Diamonds. And has been riding nicely, and he's a good performer in the Premier League and quite a handy guess on his night. He's a good starter, and he'll need to be this evening. Coming from the outside, it's quite a challenge. But Ryan Fisher, he knows his place well, the 31-year-old American, coming out of gate 3. Here we go.
Yep, heat number 1, and plenty of movement at the start and a few edgy nerves there, but it's a good start for the man in white. Steve Worrell is at the front already, but unfortunately for the home side, Garcia has packed up at the start. So we have only 3 riders now. The leaders are Steve Worrell. It's Ryan Fisher in second place. Third in yellow and black is Simon Lambert, and it's Garcia who is out of the race.
Yeah, would have blown for Garcia and the home team, desperate for them. And you've got to say Worrell, coming from the outside, made an excellent start. Charged to the front, it was tight in the first corner with Ryan Fisher in second. Simon Lambert picking up third place, coming into as a rider replacement in Heat 1. But Steve Worrell, he needed a good start, Nigel, and he got it, and he looks pretty good out in front.
Yeah, desperate start for Garcia, though, because it looks as though Peterborough are going to take an early advantage here. We've got 1 lap to go. Steve Worrell, brother of Richie Worrell, the twins who have made good progress in the sport since coming late in from motocross, and Worrell riding well, but Fisher lost it just for a moment there. That has allowed Simon Lambert an opportunity to have a go, but it looks as though Peterborough are just going to settle for the 4-2. Ryan Fisher for the home side, splitting the Peterborough duo. Not the ideal start for the home side. Steve Worrell making the start and doing the job of Ulrich Ostergaard, the man he's replacing, every bit and more there in the first race of the night.
Super ride that from Steve Worrell. Bitter disappointment for Garcia, who packed up some sort of mechanical gremlin immediately, but Ryan Fisher for the home team was hanging on to second place. But the Peterborough Panthers, away from home, their good form continues, and Steve Worrell there just celebrating on Will as he goes down the start and finish straight. Pretty comfortable out in front, and was able to control things. Ryan Fisher tried hard, but had no answers to Steve Worrell.
Steve Worrell, the race winner then. Second place was Ryan Fisher. Third, Simon Lambert. A 4-2 to the visitors with Fernando Garcia packing up at the start line there. Berwick Bandits 2, Peterborough Panthers 4. A winning start for the visitors, and Worrell doing it all from the start line here.
Yeah, gate 4, Worrell's brilliant, and Garcia packs up straight away, so his race is done and dusted. A little bit of argy-bargy through that first corner with Simon Lambert pushing Ryan Fisher pretty hard. In actual fact, as they get there, there's a little bit of contact, but all credit to Ryan Fisher. He winds it on and makes that second place his. Steve Worrell out in front, though, very comfortable, and a very impressive first ride for him, coming in, guesting here this evening for the Peterborough Panthers.
And trackside for us is Chris Louis.
Thanks, Nigel. Yeah, down on the start line, and I've got to say, Steve Worrell made a fantastic start from gate 4, but looking at the start line, I'm quite surprised because, as you can see from these pictures, gate 1 has a lot of grip. It's really quite soft down there, and on the other hand, gate 4 actually looks reasonably hard. So he made a great job of that. Track conditions, as I feared, they are slicker than normal. I don't think we'll see quite the racing line develop that we generally do. A little bit of a hole going into both corners, unsettles the bike just when you don't need it. High speed, setting yourself up for the corner, but all in all, pretty good down here.
Stevie, great start for you there then. You're guest riding here tonight, and that is exactly what they want from you, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they've gone off my recent performances here, and that's why they probably picked me, because it seems to be a track that I go quite well at.
Chris explained that the track conditions out there are fairly slick tonight. What do you make of them?
He's right. When I walked it, I thought there was a bit more dirt on it than there was. The first lap was a bit scruffy for me. I was a bit all over the place, just expecting the track condition to be different, but like he says, it is pretty slick.
And obviously you've got big boots to fill. You're filling in for Ulrich Ostergaard, the captain here. Are the team looking after you?
Yeah, they are. They've made me feel welcome. It's a really good atmosphere in here, and it just makes coming racing a lot easier then.
Well, great. Good start, and good luck for the rest of the meeting.
Thank you.
Yeah, Steve Worrell has already been here a couple of times. Newcastle have been here. They always do a challenge match between the two sides at the start of the season. So Newcastle have been here twice, and as Steve Worrell said there, they've gone on his good form. And if Steve Worrell has a good night tonight at number 1, hits the double figures, then they've got every chance, Peterborough.
Yeah, for Peterborough, the key man will be Robert Lambert, of course. We spoke about him, but Steve Worrell, the guest coming in, is more than capable of picking up a double-figure score, and you're dead right. Those two boys hit their straps here this evening, then they will put a lot of pressure on the home team, and the home team can ill afford mechanical gremlins like they suffered in Heat 1. 2 races, of course, for Simon Lambert. He had a steady ride in 3rd place. He inherited 3rd place, although he was there, right there in the first corner. He was quite forthright with Ryan Fisher, who is a hard charger himself. Simon Lambert, of course, is a local lad to the Peterborough Panthers, has always wanted to ride for them, and he's got his wish. He's doing a pretty decent job.
Yep, and Simon Lambert, no relation to Robert Lambert. I can tell you, by the way, that these sides have met already in the Premier League at Peterborough. It was 51-39 to the Panthers at the showground on the 29th of April. So revenge on the cards tonight as well. Here is Simon Lambert's second outing of the night. We'll see Richard Hall in blue, who is the part of the Great Britain World Cup winning long track side. He goes in blue.
Well, this sort of track should suit the World Long Track team champion, because it is quite a long track. Of course, they did that in Muldorf down in Bavaria, which is 1,000 metres. This is 368, but he won that on a 1,000-metre track, which is, you need a gearbox there. But nonetheless, an outstanding achievement. Heat number 2, of course, Robbie Lambert just having a keen eye on things. Conditions slightly different from normal. He'll be keen to see how the racing settles down.
Yeah, they've never had a world champion at Berwick before. Hall, the first world champion in Berwick's history. Rafael Konopka goes off the inside for Peterborough in white. Gate 2 in red is Alex Ekberg. Gate 3 in yellow is Simon Lambert, and off the outside in blue, Richard Hall. I should say, by the way, that's in the modern era. You rode for Berwick as England World Cup winning captain, of course, after doing that in '89, Kelvin. Absolutely. So present company accepted. Here we go, heat number 2. Oh, the Panthers have made a beauty here. Now, can they hold on for the 5-1 here? Cutting up the inside is Ekberg.
Oh, brilliant.
Lovely switch from the Berwick man in the red helmet colour. Ekberg has that lead now, and Hall is trailing in the back. That's a surprise, and coming back for more in yellow and black is Simon Lambert. What a ride from him, because it looked as though Ekberg had got the race under control. And watch out for Konopka, the pole as well in 3rd. He's going to challenge hard.
Well, Ekberg, he's a bit of a throwback, isn't he? He's a leg trader extraordinaire. Brilliant move from him in the first corner, but all credit to Lambert. He responded supremely coming through turns 3 and 4 and gets himself back to the front. Ekberg is under all sorts of pressure in 2nd. He's looking all over his shoulder. Konopka now goes around the outside. Ekberg straightens up. Must have problems. Must have some sort of mechanical issue. Yeah, smoke coming out of the side of the bike. Massive blow for the home team, gifting the Panthers a 5-1.
Well, a retirement in the first race and a retirement in the second. It's proving very costly for the Berwick Bandits. It's Simon Lambert on his way to victory for Peterborough. Second place, Rafael Konopka, a recent signing for the Panthers, and third in blue, Richard Hall, all spread out quite significantly at the end of the race there. And Alex Edberg, who was a leader for a moment there, packed up, and that's costly.
Well,
and Peterborough have got an early grip on this match.
They have. What a super start for the Panthers. They've come here and they really do mean business. A couple of bits of misfortune, of course, for the home team, but Simon Lambert, terrific move to come through turns 3 and 4 to snatch the lead back after Edberg had made that move earlier on. I can smell a clutch. A clutch is completely burnt out, and that must be from Edberg's bike. A distinctive smell from burning clutch plates, but bad luck for him and the home team, but a terrific start for the Peterborough Panthers.
Absolutely, they're in a comfortable position already. 6 points they lead.
Yeah.
It's heat number 2. Simon Lambert, the race winner. Rafael Konopka was second. Richard Hall was third. It's a 5-1 to Peterborough. Berwick 3, Peterborough 9 is the score after 2 heats. And it was a good race there before Edberg packed up.
Away we go, and as they come to the first corner, it's the Panthers, but they run a little wide, and Edberg takes full advantage. He gets up the inside, but watch his left leg. He's a leg trailer. He never puts his leg forward. Watch it now. He just allows the bike leg to still. It runs too wide here, and then Simon Lambert takes full advantage and gets himself to the front. Here we see it again. Lambert coming up the inside of Edberg with his leg back. It's unusual to see a rider now with his steel shoe out the back, but now you see it again, and the bike just giving up the ghost, and I do believe that he had some sort of clutch problems, and that really did put pay to him, but Lambert out in front. He would be pleased with that ride.
Yep, Simon Lambert is with Laura.
Simon, congratulations. Talk us through that race. It looked pretty good from where we were standing.
Yeah, I lifted a bit too much at the start, but got box coming off too. But I felt quick in E1, just made a silly mistake on the first corner, so I didn't want to do that again. But yeah, no, just kept going and just, you know, run him hard at the fence here and just put my head down and went, so it's pretty good.
Some points on the board already for your team. You're leading. What makes you guys so dangerous away from home?
Just the spirit, you know, the morale, the spirit. You know, we're a full team of triers, and that's what matters, you know. And we all have a laugh, we all get on, and we've got good fans, we've got good promotion, good riders. No, we've got good everything. So if you've got the complete package, it's good.
Despite the fact that you're a depleted team, this isn't your normal starting 7, is it?
No, it's a bit strange really why they took the booking for Sky, missing, like, you know, normal captain Ulrich and Michael and new signing Emil. But no, you know, we're here and we're here to win.
Yeah, and you're doing them proud. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, Ryan Fisher comes in here for Berwick in the red helmet colour, replacing the injured Klaus Vissing under the rider replacement rule. And we have Adam Roynan in yellow here, still in his Peterborough race suit, because he started the season with the Panthers, got injured, and now rides for a red car, but he's clearly still got his Peterborough race suit, and he's wearing it tonight. Good on him.
Handy.
Yeah, Thomas Jorgensen off the inside. Lewis Blackbird, 2 in white, the skipper for the Panthers. Ryan Fisher, gate 3 in red for Berwick, and Adam Roynan goes off the outside in yellow and black.
Big race for the home team here. Jorgensen's been going well. He's on the inside, and Ryan Fisher, of course, had a second place in heat number 1, and they need to get a heat advantage here. It's been a poor start for the home side. They need something here. They need to bounce back.
Yep.
Oh,
do you know what? They've been very nervous at the start tonight in all 3 heats.
Well, because they're aware the track is slick, Nigel, and how difficult it is to overtake. So starting is at an absolute premium. It's a short run to the first corner. You've got to get your nose in front. Somebody's got to go here, and I do believe rider in white. Yeah, he's straight in. Lewis Blackbird, who captains the side tonight, unfortunately for him, that's a disastrous start. Might go off 15 metres, possibly. Yeah, that's an option. He could go off a 15-metre handicap, or they could put one of the reserves in, Konopka or Simon Lambert. It remains to be seen what Carl Johnson decides to do. Lambert
Panthers
might be a
boss.
good bet, mightn't he? He's been going well. And it might just be that he could jump off the start. Looks like he's going to get himself ready, so yes.
He is, yeah, and that means he'll have ridden in all 3 heats.
Yeah, good start for him, and certainly it's kept him busy. But we clearly saw there, the rider on the inside was just moving a fraction, and that possibly just unsettled Lewis Blackbird and just caused him to move forward a little bit. And that's why he just got dragged in, a little bit of tension in his arm, and just let the clutch go. Watch the rider in blue, just moved a little bit.
Well, Chris Louis is down there. Chris, they're very nervy at the start tonight, aren't they?
Yeah, I think Lewis's problem was he was probably conscious of the fact that gate 2, I think, is the slickest gate tonight. Certainly, either side of that 1 and 3 certainly have more grip, more moisture in them, and you know, I think he just felt he needed to make as good a start as possible, try and take advantage of that, and squeeze his way into the first turn. As Kelvin was saying, it's a very short run to the first corner, and you also have to make the first part of the corner as straight. It's he who turns his bike last, really, that's going to maximise his speed into the corner. And as Kelvin said, with it being so slick, it's all important tonight.
Yep, it is. And also, Chris, I think down there as well, Thomas Jorgensen on the inside was moving a little bit. And you know as well as I do that when the rider alongside you is just moving a little bit, it does actually pull you in as well. And I think that influenced Lewis Blackbird as well.
Yeah, definitely. You know, when you're off gates 2 and 3, you're looking either to the inside or the outside across the rider, and if that rider just flinches, then it is enough to make you react, and we saw there with Lewis.
OK, here we go with heat number 3. Simon Lambert up at tapes and ready to go from gate number 2. So this will be his 3rd outing in 3 heats. He was a rider replacement ride in 1. It was his programmed ride in 2, and now he's a replacement for Blackbird. It's Thomas Jorgensen off 1, Simon Lambert off gate 2, Ryan Fisher off gate 3, Adam Royden off the outside in yellow and black. Still a big race at Berwick. They do need to hit back here. They're 9-3 down and the pressure is on.
Yeah, it is, and now on paper they are red-hot favourites for a heat advantage here. You've got to believe with Adam Royden coming in as a guest and the reserve coming in to replace the captain, you've got to believe that the Berwick Bandits must be looking at least a 4-2. Jorgensen on the inside, been in good form, doing a good job for the side. And Ryan Fisher, we know all about Fisher, don't we? He's a hard charger and he's an honest rider. He'll want to get to that first corner in front.
Here we go. Oh, Lambert made an absolute rocket start and the red light is on.
Well, yeah, a flyer.
Yeah, the red light is on straight away. Graham Flint, our referee, wasting no time in putting the red lights on.
Well, let's hope they waste no time in going back to the tapes. Oh no, mechanics coming out.
Yeah, so another delay here. And once again, gate number 2. Oh,
lucky not to touch him.
Yeah, just gambling maybe.
Yeah, no, Thomas Jorgensen's the one that was going to go. And that actually sucks Lambert in. Look, he moves just momentarily, and again the rider on 2 is nervous, and he sees the movement from the rider on the inside. Look, just that momentary movement, and immediately Lambert drops the clutch. He's a touch fortunate there.
Yeah, Jorgensen certainly has to behave himself on the inside gate now because he has been involved on both occasions.
He's trying to get everybody excluded.
Here's Chris Louis.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of nerves down on the start line, and again, you're right, Kelvin. I was watching Thomas Jorgensen particularly closely there, and that little bit of movement is enough to put you off. And I think that's coupled with the fact that gate 2, I don't know if you can see behind me, but it's definitely not as grippy as gates 1 and 3. So I think that's their problem. They're just gambling because they know they've got to take some sort of advantage.
Yeah, quite right. You can see all that grip going to the first corner, and there's no question that riders are very much aware just that any little bit of movement, and then all of a sudden the rider on 2 is so desperate to drop the clutch at the right time, he gets pulled in. And Simon Lambert was a little fortunate there not to touch the tapes, but they're back up at tapes now. And Jorgensen doesn't really need to do it. He's got the advantage because of all that grip there. He only needs to drop the clutch at the right time, and there's every chance that he will get to the first corner in front anyway.
And I've got no doubt that Graham Flint will have got a message down to the riders to behave themselves after 2 unsatisfactory starts. Here we go again. Oh, I thought he was going to go again there, Thomas Jorgensen. It's a super start from Royden. Jorgensen is there, and Jorgensen has the lead in blue, but Royden really did a good job there, and Ryan Fisher has packed up now. Do you ever get the feeling it's not going to be Berwick's night? The lead is with Jorgensen, Royden second, third in white here is Simon Lambert, and Ryan Fisher, Berwick's number 1, has packed up.
Yeah, well, that's disaster, isn't it? And Berwick are having a really difficult time. Thomas Jorgensen looks really good out in front, he's fighting it on. Looks very impressive in actual fact. Looks fast, really fast. Peterborough Panthers is all they need to do. Adam Roynan was very nearly there in the first corner, did a good job from the outside, but got out-battled by Jorgensen. And Simon Lambert, who wants to ride in every race tonight, he's in third place and will pick up a pace second. But 3-all was not what the home team were looking for, Nigel.
Yep, going into the last lap, Jorgensen is going to be a race winner here for the first time tonight for Berwick, but his partner, the number 1, Ryan Fisher, has packed up. There's still smoke coming out the back of his bike. Once again, it's spaced out, spread out here, this race. It's a win for Jorgensen. Royden now going over the line for second, and just coming over the line now for third is Simon Lambert, who has been busy all 3 heats. Jorgensen takes the victory, but he needs support from his teammates.
Too right.
Ryan Fisher running right out of luck again there.
Very impressive though, Jorgensen, wasn't he? He was fast and he delights the home crowd, and he celebrates down the back straight, but on reflection they really could have done with more than that. A good ride from him, but once again mechanical gremlins, possible clutch problems for Fisher as well. Lots of restarts, puts a lot of pressure on the clutch.
Yeah, very much so, and they've had a retirement in all 3 heats so far. Thomas Jorgensen, the winner, Adam Roynan second, Simon Lambert was third, and that's a 3-all. Berwick Bandits 6, Peterborough Panthers 12 is the score after 3 heats.
Yeah, we'll see it again, and still Lambert was very keen to get away, but Jorgensen uses that extra grip on the inside. Adam Roynan shows early, a little bit of contact in the first corner. The Danish rider very tough in the first turn. Got to say, Roynan gets there, doesn't he? He does a good job, but can't quite clamp him down and gets squeezed out. Ryan Fisher, the bike packs up straight away. That's another clutch problem, that looks like to me. Looks like that's burnt out completely, but Thomas Jorgensen out in front. The home team will be pleased with that, but they need heat advantages.
And Laura Woods is one of the Berwick co-promoters. It's John Anderson.
John, a win there from Thomas just when you needed it in the 3rd heat, but 3 engine failures in 3 heats. What's going on?
It's unbelievable. Well, the first 2 was clutch problems. I don't know what happened there to Ryan, but I hope it's not going to continue for the rest of the night. Hope that's over with.
Yeah, the last thing you needed, especially at home with Peterborough.
Yeah, exactly. We never expected this, you know, we never expected this score to be this way at this time. But that Speedway, that's what happens. You can never tell.
Let's give credit where it's due and talk about Thomas. Fantastic young rider. He's been amazing this season. Talk to us a little bit about him.
Well, at the beginning of the season, Thomas wanted to come here, and we thought, you know, he's so enthusiastic, and you know, just that's him. You know, he's just getting better and better every Saturday night here, you know, on the track, like, and he's a big favourite with the fans, you know. So he puts his heart into every race.
And the fans turned out in force tonight. You've got a good crowd, haven't you?
Yes, we've got a good crowd. It's happy. It's a nice night, so really happy about that, yeah.
Absolutely, and there's some young fans as well. We were talking about it earlier on, weren't we? Lots of young fans have turned out.
Well, the reason we get so many young people here, we let all the kids go free, you know, with paying adults. So yes, there's a lot of young people here tonight, and you know, you've got to encourage them. Because they're the future of Speedway, you know, the future fans of Speedway.
John, fingers crossed you can get the bike sorted and have a couple more heat wins. Thank you for joining us. Back to you guys.
Yeah, good to see kids for free at the Speedway tonight, and I know quite a few clubs will be adopting that during the school summer holidays that I think
good idea.
Start sort of late next week. I think there's some holidays kick in, so the problem is here, the home side, to not disappoint the young fans too much, they've got to keep the bikes going.
They have. They've had all sorts of problems. I do think that the clutch gremlins have been in the pits. Ryan Fisher looked like he'd burnt his clutch out with all the restarts. Simon Lambert, by crikey, he's having a busy evening. He's riding in every race, literally that. Coming out for his 4th consecutive ride here. I just wondered whether they may have swapped him around in actual fact with coming out with Konopka, but no.
I'm sure they asked him. They must have asked him, surely.
Well, yeah, but he's been amongst the points in every race so far. So we've got the 2 Lamberts out here this time for the Panthers. And Kevin Doolan, the captain, coming up to tapes there in the red helmet colour for the Bandits. Well, they're going to need 2 finishes, aren't they? They're desperate to get some points on the board.
Does help, yep. Absolutely. And this is the moment where Berwick need their captain, Kevin Doolan. They need him to deliver the goods. Richard Hall in blue here is a former Elite League title winner with the Peterborough Panthers. Remember that
the clutch plate. It was the clutch, and he's obviously clearly just burnt it out. Those 3 starts have just overheated. The clutch gets very hot. There's a lot of stress on that area. And unfortunately for Ryan, the Clutch just literally started to slip, gets too hot, and it's all over.
Richard Hall rode for Peterborough in 2006 in one of the most amazing Elite League finishes ever when they beat Reading. That's 9 years ago. Richard Hall was a hero for Peterborough that night. Here he is off the inside in blue, Richard Hall. Simon Lambert goes off gate 2 in yellow for Peterborough. Gate 3 in red is Kevin Doolan for Berwick. And Robert Lambert goes off the outside for Peterborough in white. Paul, by the way, 16 up on Lakeside tonight. That's the latest score from Wimborne Road. 16 points to 8 in the Elite League tonight. That's the latest there. Here, it's all going Peterborough's way, 12 points to 6. But Heat 4 coming up, and Simon Lambert out for a 4th successive ride. He's going to need to lie down after this one, I think. He's out of here in yellow and black. So here we go. Heat number 4. Can we see 4 finishers for the first time tonight? Graham Flint, our referee, with his finger on the button. Green light on. Oh! Movement to the start. Yet again, red lights are on, and here we go again.
Kevin Doolan just took off there, just literally wasn't prepared to wait. And don't really quite know what's going through riders' minds, because there's no way you're going to get away with that. You just can't. And the referee immediately puts the red light on, and rightly so. He gained a huge advantage by trying to get a roller. You'll see him move quite clearly. Again, a rider on the outside moved first.
Robert Lambert.
Lambert moved first, and that caused the problem again.
He's touched the tapes.
Oh, he's out.
He's touched the tapes.
Yeah, he's got to be excluded.
Well,
front tyre hits.
The red stoppage lights are on, and the red exclusion light is now on as well.
It's going bad to worse for the home team.
This is shocking. Absolutely shocking for Berwick. They are having a nightmare.
So Robert Lambert just flinches, and Kevin Doolan is very keen to get underway, and his front tyre touches the tapes, and he's gone.
And they have no option here but to put him off 15 metres realistically, because the only other alternative is to put Alex Edberg in the other reserve. But Lambert definitely moved, and then Doolan dropped his clutch and has touched the tapes.
Well, we've just seen, it's almost deja vu, but on the other side of the track, isn't it? You know, we've seen it a couple of times on the inside gate. Robert Lambert just moves momentarily, and Kevin Doolan then is away, and his front tyre hits the tapes. Unfortunately for him, he will be excluded. It'll be interesting to see what the management do here. John Anderson, whether he puts him off 15 metres.
Yeah, it will be interesting indeed. I think he will go off 15 metres, Kevin Doolan.
I bet Berwick, they can't believe what's happening so far. It's been a nightmare start for them. 2 bike problems. Kevin Doolan now being excluded for touching the tapes.
Well, they're just asking him, would he feel confident going from 15 metres?
It's tough here, isn't it? Very difficult to pass.
15.
Yep, he's going off 15 metres then. Kevin Doolan, 15-metre handicap, but still not ideal on a track like this, Kelvin. It's a tall order,
It's very difficult because it's such high speed, and to really get it back in the picture, you're going to need some mistakes. Robert Lambert, of course, now he's got a major bonus, hasn't he? Because he's got nobody alongside him, and that's going to allow him to have a little bit more racing room as he goes to the first corner.
Kevin Doolan's probably blaming Robert Lambert, isn't he?
Well, he is, but unfortunately, that's hard luck on him, isn't it? I've had it myself. Lambert moves, you touch the tapes, and he gets away with it. It's unfortunate, but it's the way it is.
Well, here we see in blue, it's Richard Hall, and now Berwick need a big performance from him. And already,
huge.
You have to say that Berwick are going to have to produce something special here at Shiellfield Park tonight. There's only 3 heats of the 15 gone, so there's still plenty of time. They've got their skipper off a 15-metre handicap here.
Just wonder if they've got themselves too wound up. You know, they just seem to so twitchy. You know, you've had a couple of problems with the bikes, haven't you, with Edberg and Fisher. You know, that's not good news, but clearly a lot of nerves on the start line. And Doolan, can he do anything off 15 metres? That's a tough call.
Yep, Simon Lambert goes off the inside, Richard Hall off 2 in blue, Robert Lambert gate 3 in white for Peterborough, and then off the outside in a 15-metre handicap is Kevin Doolan.
And pouring salt in the wounds, because they've got to switch starting positions. Lambert is now off the best gate on the inside, and of course Robert Lambert coming off gate 3. So for Richard Hall, he was sat there on gate 1 thinking, crikey, I've got half a chance here. Now he's on gate 2. Chris was telling us that that's the slickest gate, so tough for the home team right now.
It is indeed. Heat number 4. Take tries. And it's a 5-1 to Peterborough as things stand at the moment. It's getting worse for Berwick. The lead is with Robert Lambert. Can anybody catch him? Simon Lambert, unrelated to Robert, of course, but his teammate here holding second spot. Third in blue is the reserve, Richard Hall. And Kevin Doolan is so far behind. It was unrealistic, really, for a 15-metre handicap on this big Shiellfield Park track. And you expect Peterborough to go on and rub salt into the wounds.
Yeah, they're flying out in front, Nigel. No surprise, really, there at all, because they had to switch gate positions. Doolan is now up into third place with Richard Hall running too wide, leaving a lot of room for the captain of the Berwick Bandits to come through to third. Simon Lambert is having a great night. He rides in every race and scores in every race so far. Robert Lambert, his first race of the night, settling down very nicely. Out of gate 3, classy out in front.
Yeah, Robert Lambert clearly enjoying himself here. Down the back straight he goes.
Sorry, Kevin Doolan is coming on quite well in third place.
Yeah, I think it might be just one lap too many, though, to ask for Kevin Doolan. Lambert has won the race. Simon Lambert in second. Do agree, Doolan had a real go, but if that was a 5-lap race, he may have had a chance. 4 laps, just too much to ask.
You're dead right. 5-lap races haven't been introduced yet in the Premier League, so unfortunately for the home team, once again, they're having no luck at all. I'll tell you what, that's really a desperate start for them, but Robert Lambert, no surprise there. He took full advantage of Doolan touching the tapes.
Certainly did, so a big win for Robert Lambert, and partnered by his reserve colleague Simon Lambert. And Peterborough, well, they wouldn't have dreamt a start like this. Jed Rathbone in your picture there. Absolutely delighted with this, but knows there's a long way to go, and there's a tactical ride option there for Berwick. Robert Lambert, Simon Lambert for Peterborough. Kevin Doolan was third for Berwick. It's a 5-1, and it's Berwick 7, Peterborough 17. 4 heats have gone now.
Yeah, and once they'd swapped over, of course, it was very much advantage the Panthers, and Robert Lambert makes no mistake. He makes a super start out of gate 3, and Simon Lambert joins him. Kevin Doolan coming off 15 metres. It was always going to be hard ass from him. Out in front, Robert Lambert wins in style.
Yeah, Lambert, the hero for Kings Lynn last Wednesday as well, in that match-winning ride against Matt Sianowski. And here he is in the Premier League as well, doing the business for Peterborough. It's so far so good for the Panthers. Can the Bandits bounce back in heat number 5? Welcome back to Shiellfield Park, where Thomas Jorgensen of Berwick is wearing the black and white helmet colour in the next race to go for double points. Any points that he scores against an opposing rider will count for double. And they need him. Look at this scoreline after 4 heats. Berwick Bandits 7, Peterborough Panthers 17 is the scoreline here, with Berwick suffering 3 retirements. Their captain touched the tapes and went back from 15 metres. It has just been one of those nights. And now they need something special here, Kelvin, with the black and white helmet colour for Thomas Jorgensen.
Well, he's the obvious choice. He was outstanding in his first ride. He won very comfortably, and he looked really fast out in front. The key to it, of course, also will be Richard Hall. Richard Hall hasn't been very sharp away from the tape, so he's going to have to come up with something quite good. But he comes off gate 2, and gate 2 isn't working that well. So Thomas Jorgensen from the outside, people have done quite well from there, but they really do need to take advantage of this, because it's been an awful start for the home team, and all sorts of problems with bikes and tape exclusions and nervousness on the start. They've got to settle down now. They need Jorgensen to get away with a 6-point haul here, and somehow Richard Hall needs to do something from gate 2, Nige.
Blackbird goes off the inside in yellow and black for Peterborough. He is replacing here Emil Grondel. Richard Hall comes in red in place of Klaus Vissing. That's a serious disadvantage there for Berwick now, with all due respect to Richard. Steve Worrell goes off gate 3 in white for Peterborough, winner of heat 1, and Thomas Jorgensen needing the points outside gate, black and white helmet colour. Any points he scores against a Peterborough rider will count for double.
Absolutely, and it won't be easy, because Worrell is a tough customer. and no doubt that he'll be keen to get amongst it. He won his first ride from the outside, so that was a good effort from Worrell, and he'll be keen to back it up now with a good ride from gate 3. Blackbird frustrated out of his first ride. He's on the inside.
Here we go, and the tape tries in their away first time of asking a look at Worrell. Absolutely brilliant. Blackbird is there as well, almost took his own man out, and it's looking good here for a 5-1 at the moment. And Thomas Jorgensen, the tactical ride, he's adrift at the back, almost touches the fence as well. Oh dear, it's all going horribly wrong for the Berwick Bandits on home shale tonight.
It is, and Richard Hall, well, he just added salt to the wounds there because he just charged up the inside of Jorgensen and left him nowhere to go. And Jorgensen's out the back. What a start it was from Worrell out of gate 3. Blackbird, of course, he failed to score first time out. And again, nothing going on between Hall and Jorgensen. Hall seems to be completely oblivious to the man behind him, won't let him through. Meanwhile, the Panthers out in front, completely dominant.
Yeah, but now Jorgensen has come through and passed his teammate, but he's not.
Late.
Yeah, he's not leading an opposing rider, so it's only going to count for a point. Steve Worrell loves this place. We saw him here on Sky riding for Edinburgh, here against Berwick last year, and he's proving to be every bit the #1 that Ulrich Ostergaard could have expected to be. He's out tonight, but Worrell is in, and it's 2 rides and 2 wins for Stevie Worrell. Fantastic stuff from him. And then Lewis Blackbird in second. Good ride from Blackbird, with Thomas Jorgensen in third, but it only counts for a point because he didn't beat a Peterborough rider. So it is a 5-1 to the visitors, and this is going horribly wrong for Berwick here.
Just not working out, and Worrell was the danger man before the tapes went up. He was very quick away from the start. Gate 3 worked a treat for him. 2 rides, 2 wins for him, and he nullifies the double points ride, of course, because Jorgensen on the outside of him couldn't land a blow. Didn't get any favours at all from Richard Hall, who made his life really difficult in actual fact. Blackbird comes in second place, and it's a desperate night so far for the Bandits.
Certainly is. It's a big 5-1 for the visitors, and you have to give Peterborough huge credit here, because although Berwick have had bad luck, they've had mechanical misfortune, Peterborough have been at it. They've been on their game superbly. Worrell, Blackbird with Jorgensen third. It's a 5-1 to Peterborough. 5 heats gone here. Berwick 8, Peterborough 22, and Berwick have used their tactical ride.
Brilliant start from Worrell there. The bike brilliantly set up. Tell you what, Lewis Blackbird, you were dead right, Nigel. Very nearly runs into the back of Worrell there through the first corner. See it again. Great start from Worrell. The bike driving so hard to the first corner. Jorgensen's there in the traffic, but gets blocked by Blackbird, and then Hall comes up the inside and does his teammate no favours whatsoever. Steve Worrell, though, out in front. Smashing ride from him.
Yeah, superb stuff from Steve Worrell, and here's Chris Louis.
Yeah, I've got Steve with me, Nigel. Steve, track slicker than normal, but it doesn't seem to be affecting you. You said this is a track that you like particularly. Obviously, conditions are a little bit different to normal, but you seem to be enjoying it.
No, it's a track I like, especially when it's preferred like this, and grippy starts, and then reasonably slick, so kind of works for me.
I was just looking at the entry to turn 1. I mean, obviously it's quite a tight entry into the turn, and there's a groove only about, I don't know, 18 inches from the fence, so you have to run the handlebars right by the fence to get into the corner, don't you?
Yeah, there's like on the way in, there's a little bump, so it kind of, as you're turning in, you hit the bump and it kind of turns the bike for you almost, and that's the only tricky part on it. And coming into 3, there's a little one there, but other than that, it's absolutely perfect.
You're leading this Panthers side tonight. Obviously, there's a great team spirit. They've got a fantastic away record, and I guess you can see just why now.
Yeah, everyone works so well together, and I guess that's why they are where they are.
Great start. Well done. Thanks, Steve.
No worries. Thank you.
Yeah, great stuff from Steve Worrell. He ended last season on the injured list with a broken wrist. He was Swindon's Rider of the Year in the Elite League last year and doing the business for Bellevue now, and the Newcastle Diamonds in the Premier League, Berwick's rivals. Here we go then with the next heat. It is heat number 6, and we see Ryan Fisher out again here. The #1 for Ben Barker for Berwick tonight has scored 2 from 2 rides, packed up in his second one, and we have Fernando Garcia here as well, who packed up in his opening ride.
Yeah, he didn't do a lap. In actual fact, he didn't even move away from the tapes. Quite clearly either a chain break or an engine failure on the start line, which was dreadful for him. So Garcia will be keeping his fingers crossed that the bike keeps running this time.
Fisher, Robert Lambert, Garcia and Konopka goes off the outside. Konopka comes in to replace Oliver Greenwood in the Peterborough Panthers side. He did start with Redcar Bears, Redcar who ride every Thursday at the South East Motorsport Park. It's going to be, what, 10 years since Speedway returned to the Middlesbrough area now with Redcar, which was good to see. Here we go with heat number 6 then. Away from the start, and that's better from Ryan Fisher. He's made a good one, and Garcia is there as well. Now, can they hang on? Lambert's going to try and nip up the inside, and he does so. Robert Lambert shows the back wheel to Fernando Garcia, but Ryan Fisher has the lead. This is going to be a good race now, you feel. Can Lambert hunt down Ryan Fisher, the USA World Cup star?
Well, he's having a good go. They go roaring into the first corner, second time of asking. Fisher on the outside. Lambert coming hard at him up the end straight. Really tight going into turn 3, second time around. Fisher is out in front. Lambert's fast. Going to do it, must do it. Yes, he does. Brilliant ride from the youngster to hit the front. Fisher now relegated to second place. Has he got any answers? Robert Lambert, that was a super ride from him. I've got to say that Garcia's in third place, but Robert Lambert riding out of his skin here.
Yeah, first race of the night. Could argue the only race of the night so far. Robert Lambert looking superb here ahead of Ryan Fisher. Third in blue is Fernando Garcia, and the man at the back is Rafał Konopka, who's the length of the straight behind the Polish rider now. But Robert Lambert picks up the victory, and the brilliant 17-year-old, he has the win under his belt, and that is 2 rides and 2 wins. And you know, with Robert Lambert, it is interesting because he got more opportunities in Germany as a teenager. Well, still a teenager, but he rides on a German licence. It will be interesting to see next year if he's going to switch to a British licence and maybe get more opportunities where that's concerned.
I think my advice would be that he needs to get an ACU licence now, but that'll be for another day. But this evening, I'll tell you what, that was an outstanding achievement. It's very difficult to pass here. Ryan Fisher just probably rode a little too wide, but Robert Lambert, his racing brain was engaged big time, and he was able to get up the inside, and the youngster comes up with a super ride, celebrating in front of the fans on the back wheel. Fisher can't believe it. Made a good start, but just got out battled there by a youngster who is in fine form. His dad there, Paul, alongside him. What a super ride. That was a bit of excitement there.
Yeah, he's good to watch, isn't he? And, you know, it's fantastic when people say, oh, you've always got your favourites, you know, you always like watching him. And I think we put him in the same bracket as the likes of Darcy Ward and Ty Woofenden. You know, it's always great to see these riders who are doing things different on a bike to, you know, riders even 10, 15 years ago. It is amazing what they do on a speedway bike these days. Robert Lambert, the winner. Ryan Fisher was second. Fernando Garcia was third. It's a 3-all. It's Berwick 11, Peterborough 25, and we've had 6 of the 15 heats here in Berwick tonight.
Yeah, a little bit of movement once again on the start, but it's Fisher who makes the best of it to the first corner. He's joined there by the teammate there, Garcia. Garcia gets overtaken initially by Lambert up the inside, and Lambert is aware that that inside run is working, and Fisher tries to use the blast around the outside, but he can't do it. And you've got to say that Lambert was able to get up the inside of him. It was a brave move because Fisher is a hard charger, and you don't really want to mess about with Ryan too much, but fair play to young Robert Lambert, 17 years of age, a smashing ride.
Let's get some reaction now with Laura.
Robert, you might not have made the best of start, but you split there 5-1, and then you took Ryan Fisher, who has a lot of experience on you.
Yeah, you know, I didn't make the drop. Gate 2 seemed pretty slick compared to all the others. But yeah, I managed to get up the inside of one of them coming out of the corner, and then obviously a tough battle with Ryan Fisher, you know. And but yeah, I managed to get past and get the race win. That's what we need.
You're in almost every heat so far. You're certainly earning your money tonight, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. I'm in the next heat after this, so yeah, time for a quick drink and then get back out there and race. Sometimes it's good not to think about it too much, but yeah, it's good.
All that experience you got in Germany when you were 14 seems to be paying dividends now.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's all the different tracks over there, and you know, I've never been here today, so just get the advice off my team partners and get the bike stable as best I can. Just go out and race, and I think that's where it paid off. Just going on different tracks and getting used to different tracks, you know. So that's definitely paid off, and you know, as you can see tonight, I'm going fairly well, but still got some more rides to go. So. Yeah. We'll give it best.
Time for a quick drink, quick break. We'll see you soon. Thank you.
Cheers.
Yeah, great ride, Robert Lambert. Blackbird, Doolan, Roynan, Edberg. Now, can Doolan do the business from gate 2 in red here as the Berwick skipper? Here we go. It was a little bit nervy and a little bit edgy once again, and it's a superstar from Lewis Blackbird. Adam Roynan is there as well in yellow and black, and Peterborough on a 5-1, and Kevin Doolan holding third place right now with Edberg the Sweden back. And now here comes Doolan trying to blast around the outside. He has got the better of Roynan. That's a good ride.
Yeah, good effort there from Kevin Doolan. He just got a little bit more speed. He's coming up the inside of Blackbird now, but Hasn't quite worked. Roynan's got dropped in third place. Blackbird after a nightmare start. So now responded quite nicely. Had a paid win second time out and is out in front this time. But this is not what the home team need. They desperately need some heat advantages, and the Peterborough Panthers so far this evening have got all the answers, Nigel. They really have.
Yeah, Blackbird looking superb. He just got some unexpected lift there, but it's a good ride from Blackbird. Has skippered sides before. He rode for Mildenhall under Chris Louis in 2012 when they won the National League title, and Blackbird was the captain that year, and he's captain of Peterborough tonight, and he's riding beautifully here in heat number 7. Blackbird from Kevin Doolan. Third is Adam Royden, and the man at the back is Alex Edberg, who is the length of a straight behind the race winner there. The reserve for Berwick, Alex Edberg, well and truly adrift, and hasn't scored a point tonight at reserve for Berwick. So a major disappointment for the Bandits reserve there, but for Lewis Blackbird, superb from him. Had the race under control from start to finish.
Absolutely, yeah, good away from the tapes and looked very accomplished out in front. The Peterborough Panthers are just on a roll now. Their confidence is sky high, and it doesn't matter what the Bandits throw at them. The Panthers have got all the answers, and after a disappointing start to tonight, Carl Blackbird has responded brilliantly with a paid win and then a 3 points out in front. Good stuff from him.
Lewis Blackbird indeed. You always call him Carl.
Did I again? Oh.
Carl's his dad.
Well, his dad will be chuffed a bit, won't he?
He will indeed. Former rider, of course. Lewis Blackbird, the winner. Carl's son. Kevin Doolan second. Adam Royden was third. Alex Edberg at the back. 7 heats gone. Berwick 13. Peterborough 29.
Well, Lewis Blackbird, the son of Carl, makes a smashing start on the inside and hits the first corner, and he's away. Joined initially by Adam Royden, but all credit to Kevin Doolan because he comes charging around the outside into third place. Watch Kevin Doolan, red helmet colour. Just takes the opportunity early in the race, and he gets the better of Adam Royden, who just waits for his teammate actually there. A little bit unfortunate, Adam Royden, but nonetheless, Doolan there just snatching that second place away from the Peterborough Panther rider. But out in front, Carl Blackbird doesn't put a wheel wrong. Lewis Blackbird doesn't put a wheel wrong. And as I say, he's doing a really good job now for his team.
You're doing this on purpose now. Good ride from Adam Royden, son of Chris, there as well, in heat number 7. Heat number 8 is coming up next, and it is Fernando Garcia and Richard Hall for the Bandits. Can they hit back in heat number 8? Join us in a few moments' time. Back here at Shiellfield Park in Berwick, but coming up on Monday. What a night to look forward to. Elite League action back on Sky Sports. Swindon Robins and the Poole Pirates. Darcy Ward is back, his first meeting, home debut for Swindon, and that is on Monday night. And right now here at Shiellfield Park, the home of the Berwick Bandits, it's Berwick 13, Peterborough 29, 7 heats gone. All going Peterborough's way. Here we see Fernando Garcia in red for Berwick as we crack on with heat number 8 now. And Robert Lambert is coming in as a replacement for Emil Grondel here, the new Peterborough signing. So Robert Lambert comes in to partner Simon Lambert for the Peterborough Panthers. So this is where it's working quite nicely for them to use RR for Grondel, because Robert Lambert is taking a ride.
Without question, this makes them stronger here, doesn't it, at heat number 8 with Robert Lambert, who hasn't been here before, and so far he's been outstanding. He's done a really good job, and I fully expect him to come up trumps here in heat number 8. And they've got gates 1 and 3 as well, with Simon Lambert on the inside, so still the pressure is being heaped on the home team. Richard Hall has struggled. He hasn't been able to make starts, and he's got gate 2. And young Garcia on the outside, the Argentinian rider, he's going to have to come up with something pretty good.
Simon Lambert goes off the inside in yellow for Peterborough. Then going off gate number 2 in blue is Richard Hall for Berwick. Robert Lambert goes off gate 3 in white. Can he make the trap? Hope he doesn't in a way. So we see some good racing here. And Fernando Garcia goes off the outside in red. Carl Johnson, Jed Rathbone, Adam Royden having a chat. Royden, who started the season with Peterborough, got injured and now rides a red car. Gate stats a pretty even spread here, Kelv.
They are, yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised with that, because gate 2 certainly is the slickest, but there has been a race win from there, so it just proves you can do it. But gates 1 and 3, I think, as a pair,
Yep, heat number 8 we go. Hall looked as though he jumped slightly at the start, and it's a good start here from Simon Lambert, and coming through Robert Lambert in white as well. The man in blue, Richard Hall, is having a real go. Garcia is at the back, and Richard Hall coming on strong in the banking, having a go for Berwick, but the lead is with Robert Lambert in white for Peterborough.
Oh, Hall's off.
Oh, no.
Hall's off. He got out of control there big time. His leg went back. He had no way. He's up, but crikey, he was all over the place there. He was almost overriding early on. Robert Lambert didn't make a very good start, but he hustled the bike to the first corner and he got himself to the front. Simon Lambert once again is enjoying a good night. As are the Peterborough Panthers this evening. They really are dominant. And you've got to say that Garcia is just finding it tough in third place. But Robert Lambert, 3 times on the track, looks like he's going to have 3 wins.
Yeah, Robert Lambert absolutely flying here. Simon Lambert, who's been the busiest man of the night. This is his 5th ride already, and we're only up to heat number 8. It's going to be a 5-1 again for Peterborough. It's Fernando Garcia 3rd, and Richard Hall, who fell, has remounted. But it's 3 wins out of 3 for Robert Lambert for Peterborough Panthers. And with him on form and a full-strength team, with the likes of Ulrich Ostergaard, Michael Palm-Toft in the engine room at the side, you never know, Peterborough could be challenging for the Premier League title at the end of this year.
Yeah, very impressive, and got to say that Worrell's doing a good job for them as a guest, but yes, if they can stay fit, then they will be quite a threat, I would think, to Somerset and Edinburgh, and got to think that they will be quite an exciting team. Certainly that man is, and once again he was out, sharp away from, certainly sharp in the first corner. He had to hustle the bike initially, all action in the pits, but Simon Lambert, all action on the track, and winning races once again.
9 paid 12 for Simon Lambert already, and we've only had 8 heats. Robert Lambert, 9 out of 9. So the 2 Lamberts, unrelated by the way, they get a 5-1 over Fernando Garcia. Richard Hall, who's had a torrid night tonight, is a better rider than his scoreline suggests. It's Berwick 14, Peterborough 34, 8 heats gone.
Yeah, Robert Lambert, that is, doesn't make a good start. Simon Lambert makes a super start on the inside, allows his teammate up the inside, and then, got to say, Richard Hall comes roaring into the picture there momentarily. He's a little bit fortunate, a bit of a flash going to the first corner. Simon Lambert makes the start, and Robert Lambert then goes right round the inside and gets himself in front. Has a look, but Richard Hall comes through into second place, but then he overdoes it. And as he goes into the first turn, second time of asking, the bike just gets unsettled, the leg's gone back, he's got no way of supporting himself, and he slips off the bike. He's okay, he actually doesn't, he gets back up on the bike, but Lambert is brilliant in front.
Well, let's hear now with Chris Louis in the pits with Carl Johnson.
Thanks, Nigel. A very happy Carl Johnson, I've got to say, and Carl, you came into this meeting with a near perfect away record, and I've got to say, with 20-point lead at the moment, doesn't look like that's going to go away any different tonight.
No, we've started well, but you know it's not over till it's over. You know we'll keep pushing on as we normally do, and you know hopefully we'll take the win.
The difference seems to be from the start. I mean, your lads, obviously Robert, we've seen some fantastic racing from him as we've been used to just lately on Sky Sports. But the guys from the start are just making every start. I mean, what is that down to? You seem to have got them really well focused.
It's the team talk. You know we're a good bunch of lads, all of us. You know we all get on. Even when we get guests in, you know we all seem to click, and tonight's no different. You know we have a good team talk before. You know work out what we're going to be doing during the meeting. You know start the meeting. First 5 heats are important. You know I make everybody aware of that, and they know what they've got to do. And you know then it's just down to them. As soon as they cross that white line, you know it's in their hands, and it's up to them what they do.
You came here confident you can pick up points away from home, but realistically, 8 races down, 20 points up. Did you expect that?
You never expect it, not away from home. You know, we're confident away from home. You know, and it's a strange one because we struggle at home, but then we seem to pull it out of the bag away. You know, and I think it's been in our own little unit. You know, we get together. You know, and we're a little group, and it works for us. Well, it seems to. So, you know, and it's good. 20 points. It's great at the minute, but we want to keep kicking on.
No Ulrich Ostergaard tonight, but Steve Worrell, fantastic replacement. Seems to be really enjoying himself out there.
Yeah, he loves this place, and he's a gator. You know, and it's all important around here. If you can make starts, you know, you're going to win races. So it's simple as that.
I've got to say that the couple of times we've seen you lately, home and away, Simon Lambert seems to be making a difference for you guys.
He's a trump card at reserve. Every team, you know, needs one, and thankfully for Simon, you know, that he's doing the job for us. And you know, he's had a couple of bad meetings all season, and that's it, you know, and it's good for us. Obviously, not so good for everybody else.
Thanks, Carl.
Cheers.
Yeah, absolutely right. Simon Lambert's got a bit of experience under his belt now as well. Here we see heat number 9 coming up, and Kevin Doolan is the man who's coming in here for Klaus Vissing for Berwick. That's for the home side, and in yellow and black, Rafał Konopka is the rider we're just seeing there, at reserve. But Simon Lambert has done well, 5 rides so far, and it is too much to ask now, surely, for Berwick to bounce back from this, but it's all about the top 6, and they were unbeaten in the Premier League at Shiellfield Park until tonight.
Yeah, and that's a great shame. They just didn't get going, did they? And with all the tapes exclusions and mechanical issues, it really has put them on the back foot. Once again, they're up against it here. Good-looking lineup, but Lambert has to be favourite on the inside.
Robert Lambert, his 4th ride of the night off the inside. Thomas Jorgensen, gate 2 in blue for Berwick. Rafał Konopka, gate 3 in yellow for Peterborough. Kevin Doolan coming in for Klaus Vissing. It's his 3rd ride of the night off the outside in the Elite League, by the way. Pool 39, Lakeside 15. So a one-sided affair at Wimborne Road.
Absolutely.
A one-sided night at Speedway in the Elite Premier League.
Doesn't it? Lakeside haven't been too good on their travels, but Paul Power is quite clearly at full strength tonight, flying.
Yep, and we see Poole on Monday against Swindon, who had a home debut to Darcy Ward. That's on Monday. Heat number 9 here, a flyer for Thomas Jorgensen, and the red lights are on yet again. Somebody, I think, needs to have a word here, because quite honestly, the amount of restarts we're having, the amount of unsatisfactory starts is not good.
No, it's not good. It's unsatisfactory in every way. Jorgensen, I think, feels a little bit hard done by, but whether Robert Lambert moved a little bit on the inside of him to create that problem, but he clearly moves first.
Yeah.
Quite clearly moves too early, and Graham Flynn, the referee, has every justification for putting the red light on. No movement from Lambert that time, so just a bit too keen.
Yeah, he's very fortunate not to touch the tapes there. Thomas Jorgensen.
Tight, very tight, but he doesn't, so he'll get the opportunity to go back round to the start.
I don't mean to sound harsh, Kelv, but he has been a repeat offender tonight, hasn't he?
He has, yeah, and I think he's quite clearly feeling the pressure. You know, he's eager to get underway with it. That's fine, but you can't keep charging the tapes, because sooner or later you're going to get yourself excluded.
Thomas Jorgensen, 22 years of age, former Scunthorpe man, had a spell with Wolverhampton in their Elite League squad as well. On his day, a fine rider, and just needs to behave himself at the start line tonight.
Absolutely, and if he does, then he'll give himself a chance. You know, Lambert is the favourite, of course, and it's going from the inside gate, and that gives him a little advantage. But Thomas Jorgensen in his first ride was really fast, so I just sense if they can settle down, I'm sure he'll give Lambert a run for his money, even if Lambert's out in front. So just needs to be a bit of composure now from the home team. No panic stations. The meeting's gone. They just need to get something out of it. Just restore some pride with some really good rides in the back end of the meeting.
Yeah, very much so. They have Ipswich here in the Premier League this weekend. Saturday night, Ipswich Witches here in the Premier League. So that's to come for them. Berwick are at Sheffield tomorrow at Overton Stadium, so a tough away call for them tomorrow. Here we go, and it's a fast start for Jorgensen that time. Oh, dreadful crash! First turn incident.
Oh, Lambert just ran up the back of Jorgensen, who made a really good getaway out of gate 2. Heavy fall, takes out his teammate.
Well,
fingers crossed he's all right. Konopka goes down with him. But an awkward-looking moment in the first corner there for Robert Lambert and his teammate.
Yeah, that looked terrible. Let's hope that Robert Lambert is going to be okay here. Heat number 9 it is. And Konopka up and about, but Lambert looked in some discomfort there.
Looked like the front wheel just grabbed hold of Jorgensen's rear wheel, and it literally flicked the bike up in the air and threw him off the bike. It was really quite a dramatic first corner in actual fact.
Well, Lambert's bike looks a little bit second-hand, but more importantly, let's hope that Robert himself is going to be okay. We can see it again here.
Jorgensen makes a really good jump, elbow to elbow, they clash, and Robert Lambert is very fortunate there not to be ridden over. He falls awkwardly.
Doolan's lucky not to be collected as well.
Exactly. Wow, that is spectacular in the extreme, and how on earth they've all got away with that. That's a miracle.
Well,
look how they clash here, heavily clash there. Bike just out of control. And Doolan on the outside just slips by just before the bike's career towards the air fence, and bikes and bodies everywhere. But Lambert is literally catapulted off the back of the bike.
Well, all 4 riders are invited back if they're fit. Well,
not sure if I'd want to accept that invitation after watching that. That's quite alarming the way they went down there. And Robert Lambert definitely, I do think Robert Lambert actually wears this airbag underneath his suit. So when he actually comes away from the bike, a canister goes off, and that may have protected him.
Yeah, Kevin Doolan, the captain of Berwick, having a chat with his colleagues here. Desperate to just restore some pride, but an ambulance has been called to the track for Robert Lambert. Let's hope that this is a precautionary measure for Robert. It was an awful looking crash, wasn't it?
Yeah, as I say, it's almost like he's pulled away from the handlebars, and the bike then rears up underneath him and just gets thrown off the bike.
Well, let's hear some reaction from the Berwick camp. Kevin Doolan is with our man Chris Louis.
Yeah, it certainly is, Kevin. We're just sitting here pulling the troops together there and having a good word. And what were you saying? I mean, it's difficult when you're this far behind, 20 points at this stage of the meeting.
Yeah, obviously not what we wanted, but just been saying to the boys that there's plenty of heats to make it happen. So not to let the heads drop, just to get, you know, as much out of it as they can, put 110% into getting from the start to the first corner. And, you know, we showed last week we can do it against the best teams in the Premier League, so why can't we do it tonight? Let's turn it around.
A few bike problems early on in the meeting, so obviously, you know, a little bit of bad luck there. I mean, you can turn it around. You've got the second half of the meeting at least going for that point.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're just a little bit like race rusty, maybe. We've got a busy week coming up. Unfortunately, this is the first one, so we've had our problems. But you know, if we turn around from now, then you know we set ourselves off for a good week.
It's about pride now, isn't it? Really.
Definitely, we've just got to race and get as many points as we can. And you know, if there was bad luck to swing Peterborough's way, then we've got to be ready to take advantage of it. You know, but we can't do anything else other than win races now.
You were lucky not to get collected in that one, I've got to say. Have you seen the replays? I mean, it's all 4 back.
I haven't seen the replay, but I was ducking and diving wheels and handlebars and other riders as well. So, yeah, it's one of the things with this sport. You get in tight situations like that, and I didn't panic. I kept my wits about me, and I got the bike into a position which I thought was safer than just jumping off the back of it and cleaning up the bouncy castle.
Good luck for the second half. Thanks, Kevin.
Cheers, mate.
Well, the latest is that Robert Lambert is going into the ambulance as a precautionary measure because he's banged his hip quite hard. So we're uncertain as to whether he'll be fit to take his place in the restart after this incident. Oh dear. There's the damage where he's landed on his hip, Kelvin, quite clearly.
Yeah, he lands very heavily, and no wonder he's feeling the effects of it. It's very unusual the way he's come off the bike there, but it's dramatic in the extreme, and lands very heavily. Nasty, really hard first corner, really nobody prepared to give at all, and then, yeah, as I say, catapulted off the back of the bike and lands heavily on his hip. The airbag has gone off, but whether that clearly didn't protect his hip, so he's feeling uncomfortable.
And what it does mean is that if as we expect here, Robert Lambert cannot ride in the rerun of heat number 9. The only rider who can come in is Simon Lambert as the reserve, because Rafał Konopka is already out in this race. So there is only one option there. Simon Lambert, who has already had 5 rides. He can only take 7. He's programmed to go in heat 14. Well, I think he knows he may be getting the call here for heat number 9 for a 6th ride of the night. He's a busy man tonight, Simon Lambert.
He is indeed. He did the first 4, didn't he? And looks like he could well be doing a few more. He can only have a maximum of 7, of course, and he's rapidly approaching that. But he's had a good night. Fingers crossed for Robert Lambert, because that was a nasty-looking fall in the first corner. Does wear that air jacket underneath his Kevlar suit, but unfortunately that doesn't protect his hips so much, so a heavy fall on his hip as he came down off the bike. But
Kings Lynn will be watching nervously as well, because he's a key part of their Elite League side.
He is, yes, and you know, they won't Keith Chapman, of course, the promoter there, won't want him missing for too long. He's a very busy rider, of course. He rides 2 leagues and is picking up some guest bookings as well as international commitments in Germany. So, yeah, fingers crossed for young Robert that he's only out for a short time.
Yeah, it's been a frustrating night in many ways. Not for Peterborough. The Panthers, I'm just going to give them credit, because whilst we've talked about the frustration of unsatisfactory starts and all the delays that have come as a consequence, you've got to give Peterborough credit, because they've done the business tonight.
They have. Yeah, Robert obviously going away in the ambulance now, will be checked out by the doctor. But yes, the Panthers have turned up and have got a terrific spirit. We've been hearing that from all concerned from their team, saying that they're a great bunch. And we saw that with Poole last year, even when the Pirates had some injury problems. There's such a good feel factor about the club and a will to win, a winning ethic. And if you can really work on that, then you know, you can achieve all sorts of results.
Well, let's get the latest from the Peterborough pits now. The team manager, Carl Johnson, is talking to Laura.
Carl, this is the last thing that you wanted to see tonight. You've been such a fantastic rider so far. You've been seeing him in the ambulance. How is he?
He seems all right. He's hurt his hip at the minute. Obviously, he's got in the ambulance just as precaution. And we'll see how he is when he gets back to the pits. But I think he'll be all right.
And the rider that you're putting in replacement, another Lambert, tell us how he's going to do.
Well, if Robert obviously can't continue, then Simon will go in his place. But we'll wait and see if he's okay or not first.
In terms of the meeting overall, I mean, you're obviously doing extremely well. Is this the kind of position that you expected to be in?
It's a good position that we're in. You know, we obviously didn't expect to be as far in front as we are, but, you know, we'll take it. You know, I'm happy with it. The boys are happy, but we'll just keep plugging away and hopefully, you know, get all 4 points.
Yeah, fingers crossed for Robert as well.
Yeah, you know, we just got to keep going and keep working hard, and we'll be all right, I think. Just fingers crossed for Robert.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Cheers.
So 7 heats to go here. We wish Robert Lambert all the very best. They'll check him over. We'll see if he can go in the restart of heat number 9. If not, then Simon Lambert is primed and ready to go, of course. So we await the restart. Before we do that, we'll take a short break and we'll be back with the rerun of heat number 9 in a few moments' time. Welcome back here to Shiellfield Park, heat number 9, and this happened. Robert Lambert in white just let the bike go after a first bend collision and sustaining a suspected hip injury, off in the ambulance, but I can tell you he is going to ride in the rerun. Amazing here, 9 heats. We've had 8 completed, we're up to heat number 9, and it's 34-14 in favour of the visitors Peterborough. So Robert Lambert is going to pick himself up. He's crashed heavily into the racing surface, landed on his hip, he's bounced about the track, but now we are hearing the very latest is he has suffered some sort of reaction and he may not race in the restart. So one stage during the break there we were told he definitely is going to, but now we're hearing he may not. The 2 minutes is on behind us as well. But either way, quite clearly, the fact that he was considering racing again there, Kelvin, means that he can't be seriously hurt.
Well, let's hope not, because, you know, hip injuries are awkward, but quite clearly doesn't feel up to riding in the rerun, because that's Simon Lambert coming out to replace him. Let's hope we might see Robert a little later, but it was a nasty fall, so no real surprise that he doesn't take his place in the rerun. This is his 6th ride, isn't it, Simon Lambert? And he's allowed 7, so...
he's programmed to get in. He's only got one more program ride in heat 14.
I'm sure if he could, he'd like to do as many as he could, because it's a long way to come for a meeting, but he's had a good night. It's a shame for Robert Lambert, because he was enjoying a really good night of Speedway. He was unbeaten and before heat number 9. And just a nasty looking incident, slightly unusual clash, wasn't it, as they went to the first corner, but an opportunity now for some pride for the home team with Jorgensen and Doolan. Doolan's sort of remaining very upbeat with Chris Louis in the pits with his interview, so, you know, who knows, the Bandits might well be able to get a 5-1 here, and that'll make them feel a lot better.
Yeah, restore a bit of pride. So Robert Lambert, initially we were told during the break there he was going to take his place in the rerun, but then quite clearly a change of heart, and Simon Lambert comes in off the inside gate in white. Thomas Jorgensen goes off gate 2 in blue for Berwick. Rafael Konopka gate 3 in yellow and black for Peterborough. Kevin Doolan goes off the outside in red for Berwick. It's a long way from the outside gate, but can the skipper do the business here? This is heat number 9.
Yeah, Doolan is remaining very upbeat. I think his attitude is very admirable. I think that he's got his troops together and said, look, you know, it's a tough night, but let's just keep battling. You never know, things could turn around, and who knows, this could be a turning point for the home team this race.
Yeah, big pal from Sam Masters is Kevin Doolan, and that's a good start from Jorgensen off the inside, off gate number 2 in blue. He looks over his shoulder, but Doolan's not there. Now, Doolan down the back straight, he's going to try and do something here. He's going to go high and wide in turn 3 and 4, up the banking, trying to get around the outside of the Peterborough boys. It's Simon Lambert in white who is holding 3rd place right now, with Konopka holding 2nd, and it's a smart move from Doolan. Now we've got a race on our hands, albeit in 3rd place.
Yeah, Thomas Jorgensen's the way out in front. Doolan really riding very hard indeed to get the better of Simon Lambert into 3rd place. A lot of commitment from him. He didn't make a good getaway, and that's why he was trapped back in traffic. Konopka's in 2nd place. I'm not sure if he can do anything about it. Jorgensen's gone. Absolutely flying out in front. Kevin Doolan with just over a lap to go. We're getting to winding it all on. He's close, you know, really close to the Polish rider in 2nd place.
Yeah, he's faster. He's faster than Konopka. Down the back straight. Doolan now has just gone past Konopka superbly. Now it looks as though Berwick are going to get a heat advantage for the first time, and they get a 5-1, and that's more like it. And great speedway from Kevin Doolan to go from last to 2nd and join his partner Thomas Jorgensen for a 5-1, and it's the biggest cheer of the night from the Berwick crowd.
Yeah, super ride from Kevin Doolan, a real entertaining ride from him, and he's overjoyed about that. It was really harum-scarum through the last corner. I thought Rafael Konopka was going to come off the bike, and there was very nearly a clash coming out of the last corner as well. Thomas Jorgensen was jet-propelled out in front, and a bit of real bit of character shown by the home duo there, and a fully deserved. Look at this. This is a real good battle here. Konopka getting it all wrong, then he straightens up. Doolan's gone so wide, and he just hangs on for 2nd place, and 5-1 to the home team at last.
Well, the third turn fans, the Bandits army on the 3rd turn, delighted with that. They do love their speedway here at Berwick. Thomas Jorgensen celebrates, and it has to be said, the fans that congregate around on the 3rd turn here, they're a great bunch. They love their speedway, and win, lose or draw, they just enjoy their action, the Berwick fans. It's great to see. Thomas Jorgensen and Kevin Doolan, superb ride from Doolan over Rafael Konopka and Simon Lambert. 5-1 to Berwick. Too little too late perhaps, there's only 6 seats to go, and it's Berwick 19, Peterborough 35.
Jorgensen is brilliant out of gate 2, makes a jet-propelled start, has a good look over his shoulder, but his teammate's not there. Doolan's trapped out the back, and this is a very brave ride here from Doolan. He gets the better of Lambert initially, again from the tapes, and it's Jorgensen out of gate 2. He gets to the 1st corner. He's looking for his teammate, but he's not there. Jorgensen out in front fast. Now Doolan starting to get amongst the action. Nice move to the inside, smart move from him. Lambert then really responds, but Doolan's just got enough pace coming out of the turn 2, 2nd time around. Now Doolan really beginning to wind it on. He gets the better of Konopka. Konopka now really very nearly falls off there. Almost taken by surprise. Doolan running so wide up the banking, and he charges to the line for an excellent 2nd place and a paid win. And quite clearly delighted with it.
Reaction with Laura.
Kevin, 4th to 3rd, 3rd to 2nd. That was a pretty impressive battle there.
Yeah, it was hard work. I mean, there wasn't much room. I probably couldn't have fitted a shrimp in between those 2 riders, but I got through there, and well, exciting for the crowd, but it's not good enough. We've got to make starts. We're fired up, but we're not quite getting there just yet.
You're leading by example, though, captain as you should.
Always trying 100%, and yeah, no, it's good when I'm captain and scoring points, but you know, I've got to help the other guys and make sure they are as well.
Yeah, 5-1 very important at this stage, not just for the scoreline, but also just for the mentality of your teammates, right?
The mentality, get the crowd going, get everyone behind us, and we'll see what happens. We just want to win races now.
Crowd are certainly behind you. Good luck for the rest of the meeting.
Cheers, thank you.
Yeah, good on you, Kevin Doolan. Great attitude. We build up to heat 10. Riders are at the line. Roynan's in yellow and black. Gate 2 blue. Garcia. Gate 3 white. Lewis Blackbird off the outside is Ryan Fisher for the Berwick Bandits. and see what happens here then. Heat number 10, and it's a great start from Adam Royden off the inside. Royden's gone square and lost control, and that allows Garcia through. Second place is Blackburn, and Fisher's come through! And Berwick are on a second successive 5-1. It's the comeback on. Royden made a lovely start and has gone to the back after losing control of the bike. What can Lewis Blackburn do now for Peterborough?
Could it happen, Nige? Could it really happen? This is quite remarkable. A 5-1 in the previous heat. It's been a bad fortune, of course, for the Panthers with Robert Lambert coming off Castle. He can't take the rerun. They get a big 5-1. Doolan, a captain's ride, an inspiring ride. And Garcia out in front now. Good move from Fisher into second place. Blackbird's back in third. Nothing coming from Royden. But I tell you what, 2 consecutive 5-1s. Much more like it from the home team.
Yeah, Royden's packed up at the back. He made such a good start, Adam Royden, and just lost control slightly. And Lewis Blackbird's going to have a go in white here, but it's Garcia with the lead. Fisher is second, and third in white is Blackbird. Fisher's going wide for Berwick here. This is more like it. Respectability now for the Berwick Bandits, and Fernando Garcia will remember that for the rest of his life. It's the first time he's pulled off a race win in his British career. Fantastic.
Yeah, superstar, and on a night where it didn't look like the Bandits could do anything right. They've now had 2 consecutive 5-1s, and all credit to him. Garcia clearly overjoyed with that. He had a nightmare start when his bike packed up on the start line in Heat 1. Ryan Fisher coming through as well on the first corner. He celebrates nicely. But Fernando Garcia from Argentina delights the home fans, and clearly very proud that he's won his first race here.
Well, I'll repeat your question. It can't happen, can it? Goodness me. We've had 10 races, 5 to go. Berwick have just won the last 2 heats 10 points to 2, but they are still 12 down.
Game of 2 halves, Nige. Game of 2 halves.
The fans are loving it. The Berwick fans are absolutely loving it. If you're a Peterborough fan watching this at home, are you slightly nervous now? Surely not. Surely not. You got Steve Worrell in the next race, but Berwick have got Doolan. Heat number 10, the official result. Fernando Garcia from Ryan Fisher. Lewis Blackbird was third with Adam Royden at the back. It's a 5-1 to Berwick. It's now Berwick 24, Peterborough 36, and we're seeing some good speedway now.
Well, certainly from the home team. Look at this. This is great stuff, because Royden gets it all wrong now after making a super start. And Garcia was able to take full benefit of that. And Ryan Fisher was an opportunist there in the first corner. He's from the outside. And as Adam Royden straightens up there, Garcia slips up the inside. The 2 Peterborough Panther boys are out wide, and Ryan Fisher doesn't need a second invitation. He comes up the inside of Blackbird and joins that man out in front. Super ride from Fernando Garcia. He'll be pleased as punch with that, and so are the home crowd. Suddenly, they've got something to shout about.
Yeah, great stuff from Fernando Garcia. A memorable moment for the Argentinian, and he is with Chris Louis.
And he's a happy man, Nigel. Fernando, your first race win over here for Berwick. You've got to be a happy man.
Yeah, I'm really happy. You know, the track today is really different between my 2 first meetings here. I mean, for me, my third meeting in Berwick, I am really happy. You know, I feel confidence with my bike on the track. That is perfect.
It's not a good night for Berwick, obviously, but you've just won the last 2 races, 10 points to do. So, you know, the guys in the studio have been asking the question, can they do this? Do you think you can do it?
I think that my partner Fisher support me like recently. I feel really sure about myself.
This track must suit you, because in Argentina you have quite big tracks, maybe not as banked as this one, but it's got to be similar.
No, really it's opposite. I mean, in Argentina it's all small tracks like Shiellfield. Some tracks that looks different. It's all flat and don't have banking there. But for the moment, I am still here, so I must be working really hard in this track.
Great stuff. Enjoy your first race win. Well done.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, well done, Fernando Garcia. Congratulations to him. They did have an Argentinian rider here previously, Carlos Vila, who was hugely popular here, sadly ended up paralysed, and he's still very fondly remembered, the Argentinian, and also Emiliano Sanchez. What a great rider he was. The Argentinian rode for Hull and Sheffield and Trelawney. He had a fine career. So we've had a sprinkling of Argentinian riders in British Speedway down the years, and Garcia will remember that. The breaking news, by the way, is that Robert Lambert has withdrawn from this meeting. They're saying that it's not too serious, we're told. In fact, we were told initially he was going to go in the rerun, but not now and not for the rest of the night. Adam Royden goes in yellow and black in place of Emil Grondal here for Peterborough, and I think really, Peterborough could just do, without exaggerating too much, they could just do with Stevie Worrell nipping out at the start and just stemming the flow here in heat number 11.
You can't say it's panic stations because
they've got a 12-point cushion.
They have indeed, but certainly they'll be liking. They want to get the job done now. When the home team have suddenly had a couple of 5-1s, who knows where that may lead? But with Worrell and Roynan, they'll be looking to try and stem the tide. But Doolan on the inside was really instrumental in a great ride that saw them get a good 5-1.
Heat number 11, Kevin Doolan off the inside in the race of the night. Stevie Worrell, gate 2 in white for Peterborough. From St Helens, became a dad last year as well, and a memorable year for him. Edberg goes off gate number 3 in blue for Berwick, and off the outside, Adam Roynan in the yellow and black helmet colour. Has been around a fair while now, from Barrow-in-Furness, originally in Cumbria, but has ridden for a number of clubs. But as we well know, Kel, sadly for Adam, he's been very unlucky with injuries in his career.
He's had some really horrific injuries, and that's taken its toll. And you know, there's no doubt that that has halted his progress. He still remains very enthusiastic. There's no question of that. But he needs to have a run without any real injuries. He's had injuries again this year, so he has been blighted by that. He's back here riding with his original club, who is with just for 5 minutes. Can he win a race from the outside?
Here we go, heat number 11. Worrell's made a beauty from gate number 2. That is trademark Steve Worrell. Roynan now is charging hard to try and join him, with Kevin Doolan holding second place right now. And Alex Edberg is having a torrid night at reserve for Berwick. He's at the back again. Worrell with the lead. Doolan will have a go, you can be sure of that. But Steve Worrell is a touch of class, has got the lead. And right now it's looking good for Peterborough to stem the Berwick tide.
Yeah, a great start from Worrell. He has been electric away from the tapes this evening, and once again here he makes a superstar. Kevin Doolan's giving chase in second place. You can't rule him out. He's certainly full of enthusiasm there, and he's giving it his all. Adam Roynan just got squeezed out by Doolan initially, but I've got to say, Steve Worrell, once he hits the front, he looks very accomplished, very smooth, doesn't seem to panic on the bike at all. He's got it all under control. Edberg packs up, but Worrell should get this.
Yeah, Steve Worrell looking good, and this will just put Peterborough towards another step towards the victory on the night. It has to be said, Berwick have given us some memorable moments tonight when they've had 4 riders completing a race. Doolan the star of the show for them, but Steve Worrell, 3 rides, 3 wins, 9 points out of 9 for Stevie Worrell, doing a fantastic job in place of Ulrich Ostergaard, who is riding in his home country, Denmark, tonight.
Yeah, excellent stuff, and he's doing it the clinical way. It's not so exciting for us because he is quick away from the tapes and is then really not putting a foot wrong once he gets going. Doolan gave chase, but Worrell has come in and done a really nice job. The Panthers will be delighted with the way he's come in and his form here. He's a bit of a track specialist, quite clearly. You know, he gets away from the tapes and then he knows exactly where to put the bike.
Again, without wishing to be too critical of Alex Edberg, he's had a nightmare tonight, the reserve for Berwick. They've got young Liam Carr, who is from this part of the world. He's at number 8 tonight, and I just wonder whether they might throw Liam Carr in for a ride later in this meeting, although they have only got 4 heats left, of course. Steve Worrell, the race winner, Kevin Doolan and Adam Roynan. 4-2 to Peterborough, 11 gone, 4 to go. It's Berwick 26, Peterborough 40.
Yeah, and Worrell is really sharp away from gate 2. He gets the better of Doolan on the inside there, and from that moment on, he is in charge. Adam Roynan momentarily puts pressure on Doolan, but Doolan is too hard for him, too tough for him. Roynan comes from the outside with Edberg out the back, who's had a really disappointing evening. But Steve Worrell out in front, he was comfortable. He was, I'm sure he loves this place, and he's won 3 times that he's been out on the track. 9 out of 9 for him.
Yep, superb ride from him as we build up to heat number 12 now here. And by the way, just a quick mention while we're in Premier League business tonight, big meetings coming up at Scunthorpe, because there are media reports coming from Scunthorpe suggesting that Rob Godfrey, the owner of the club there, is considering the future of the Scunthorpe club because of the lack of support. They are bottom of the table, but they do need support in numbers for their remaining meetings of the season at Scunthorpe. So some big meetings to come, and it is one of the best racetracks in the country. So if you want to see Speedway survive at Scunthorpe, get along there to Scunthorpe Speedway and get behind the sport there. Poole have just hit 56 against Lakeside, who have 22 in the Elite League meeting tonight. So tonight, in the top 2 divisions. We have the closest meeting of the evening, although Peterborough are, 14 points clear with 4 heats to go. And the rider replacement here is Thomas Jorgensen. He's in for Klaus Wissing. Wissing injured right now, and Thomas Jorgensen taking a rider replacement ride for him in the red helmet colour.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Jorgensen. He had a tough ride when he came out for the tactical ride, didn't he? But apart from that, he's had a couple of race wins, and when he hits the front, looks like he really means business.
It's a long way back from the start line, and I thought he just moved again there, had a little dabble at the start, but Jorgensen has the lead and has gone wide, and now coming through in blue is Richard Hall, but there goes Lewis Blackburn right up the inside, and now Hall goes wide. I don't know, it's Konopka an opportunity here, but Hall holds 3rd place. This looks like it could be a 4-2 again for Berwick, so the second half of the meeting, they're bossing it, but it's too little too late. Peterborough looking good for the victory, but a good ride from Thomas Jorgensen here in red.
Yeah, once again, nervy start, but Ryder's getting away with it, and Jorgensen's hit the front. Very forthright on the throttle. You watch him as he comes through the corner. He's got it absolutely nailed on the stop, really winding it on. Blackburn getting the better of Hall early on in the race. Konopka's out the back. 4-2, as you rightly say, and the Bandits haven't thrown the towel in. That is to their credit. They've kept battling away. They've had a couple of 5-1s. It looked like here they're going to get a 4-2. Not enough, but pride is gently being restored.
Yeah, it's a good ride here from the man in red, Thomas Jorgensen. 2nd place in white, Lewis Blackburn. 3rd in blue, Richard Hall there in heat number 12. And it's a 4-2 to Berwick, so they hit the 30-point mark, but 42 points to Peterborough, 12 points, so we know now that Peterborough are assured a point at least, or an away draw tonight, which would be 2 points for them, so they only need a 2nd place, and they're home and dry with an away victory under their belt now with 3 heats to go.
Thomas Jorgensen, I've got to say, looks quite a decent rider, doesn't he? And no wonder he's become a fan's favourite here in a short time. He rides hard, he rides fast, and celebrates thoroughly. He's doing a slow-down lap, celebratory lap, and all credit to him. He's won 3 races this evening. And the Bandits have shown some character in the second half of this meeting.
They have. Thomas Jorgensen, the winner, Lewis Blackburn 2nd, Richard Hall was 3rd, and Rafael Konopka at the back. That's 3 points for Rafael Konopka at reserve for Peterborough tonight. It's a 4-2 to the home side, and 30 points to 42 in favour of Peterborough. But the home side have scored, 16 points from the last 4 heats.
Yeah, much more like it. And Thomas Jorgensen, just momentarily here, we had a 5-1 on our hands with Richard Hall coming into 2nd place, but Blackbird just gets the better of Hall as he goes down the back straight, first time of asking. Away from the tapes, Jorgensen has a good look. He's aware from what's going on. He's swept up the banking in the first corner with Richard Hall joins him, but Blackbird then comes up the inside. But the young Danish rider, I must say, he's been impressive this evening, and he will have kept the home fans just a little happier.
Yeah, good ride from Thomas Jorgensen. 42 points to 30, Peterborough lead. We have 3 races to go now here at the Shiellfield Park Stadium. Now, Robert Lambert has been ruled out tonight. We commiserate with him. The word is that it's not too serious. He will be back in action very soon, and I think he's just withdrawn from the meeting as a precautionary measure. We've got a big night of Speedway coming up on Monday at the Abbey Stadium. Swindon, with the return of Darcy Ward to British Speedway in Swindon colours against his parent club, the Poole Pirates. Quite a night in prospect. Poole were on last Wednesday at Kings Lynn, who included Robert Lambert. Here we go, heat number 15. Janowski's made a beauty, and Everson has been left at the star line. That's a disaster for Kings Lynn, and it looks like Paul's unbeaten home record. Oh, Kings Lynn's unbeaten record as Lambert comes up the inside of Janowski. But it does look now as though Kings Lynn's unbeaten home record is going to go out of the window.
Fabulous start from Janowski. You wouldn't expect anything else, and Lambert is riding well in 2nd place. He's really coming on strong. Lambert round the outside. He's going to hit the front. The 17-year-old. Brilliant ride from Robert Lambert.
Wow, great speedway here, and it's all on Everson now. Oh, the man in white, Matsei Janowski, is trying to slow up and protect Dakota North. Now Everson has it all to know. He's gone round outside. Oh, I don't believe it. 1 race to go, 1 lap to go, and Kings Lynn looked a beaten side, and now it looks like
swept round the outside in turns 3 and 4. Supreme effort from there. Then Dakota North couldn't resist from the charge from Niels Christian Everson.
What a race that was from Robert Lambert. Ruled out now tonight, but only as a precaution. We're told it's nothing serious. Monday night, live Elite League Speedway from the Abbey Stadium, where it's only £10 admission on Monday. Speedway for a tenner. Swindon including Darcy Ward. Poole including the 2012 World Champion Chris Holder. It's 7:30, Sky Sports 1, and Swindon cannot afford to lose that. It's as simple as that. So make sure you join us on Monday. That is a big, big night in the Elite League. I think it's looking more and more like it's between Bellevue and Swindon for the 4th spot in the Elite League playoffs. And certainly they know, Swindon, that they cannot afford any slip-up at home. And when you add Darcy Ward into it, it's just a fascinating combination.
It is, and the backbone of their side is Australian now. They've got Troy Batchel, of course, Grand Prix regular, and Nick Morris in there as well. So they'll be hoping that the inclusion of Darcy Ward will really give them a boost to give a big push to make the top 4. Just a last-minute panic there for the Peterborough Panther boys, just getting themselves Worrell's out here with Konopka. Konopka coming in to replace, of course, the injured Robert Lambert this evening. But, yeah, a mouth-watering Speedway meeting in prospect for Monday night.
Just a very quick thought on Premier League business, Kelvin. The Elite League adopted a fast-track policy. Is there any merit, do you think, in this league, the Premier League, having to adopt a fast-track policy from the National League, promote National League riders up to reserve to give young British riders a chance down at reserve in the Premier League?
I think a lot of people thought that the fast-track theory should have worked for the Premier League and not the Elite League initially. I think it's working at the Elite League level. I think it's probably something they'll visit at the AGM in November.
Interesting. Worrell, Fisher, Konopka, Doolan. Here we go with heat number 13 then here at Shiellfield Park. Berwick Bandits 30, Peterborough Panthers 42. Steve Worrell unbeaten so far. Now, Worrell is the man of the inside. Berwick realistically needed a 5-1 just to stay interested in a draw, but it's a great start from Konopka, would you believe? And Worrell is there with the advantage now. Konopka is third, Fisher has come through. They expect Kevin Doolan to have enough speed to get the better of the pole, Konopka, but the lead is with Steve Worrell, and he's looking good to make it 4 wins out of 4 as the number 1 and the star man for the Peterborough Panthers tonight.
Yeah, good first corner for Worrell. He didn't make a great start, but he went round the inside and got himself to the front. Konopka's now been relegated to the back and is struggling. He's disappointed with that. Fisher's in second with Doolan now coming through the third, but Worrell looks like he might well go through the car tonight, Nigel. He's been absolutely terrific, sharp away from the tapes, and as he has done earlier this evening, once he hits the front, it's a very difficult man to overtake. Fisher's giving chase, though.
Yep, having a go, but Worrell has that lead. We're into the last lap. It stays like this. This will confirm Peterborough's win on the night with 2 heats to go. Steve Worrell is going wide. Fisher's going to try the inside line. They're going down to the line, and Worrell's got enough speed on that home straight. Great speedway from Steve Worrell tonight. 4 rides and 4 wins for the man who rides for Newcastle in the Premier League, but has done a great job as guest for Peterborough tonight, and we may just see him in heat 15 as well. Fisher charged hard to have a go. Doolan was third, but that result in heat 13 does now mean that Peterborough know they have won this match on the night with 2 heats to go. It's just a question now of how many points they take back to Peterborough.
Yeah, Ryan Fisher gave chase there. He put a lot of pressure on late on in the race. He got quite close coming out of the last corner, but there was no room through because it gets quite tight coming out of the last corner. Worrell rode really cleverly in the first corner there. He went round the inside and he took advantage of everybody else and got himself to the front, and 4 times out on the track and 4 wins. So he's been delighted with his visit to Shiellfield Park.
Yep, very much so. They know they've got 3 points in the bag, so they'll get top of the table. But the way things are, they could well get 4 points, so winning by more than 6 away from home, and they'll be clear at the top of the table. Worrell, Fisher, Doolan and Konopka. The Peterborough Panthers are heading to the top of the Premier League table.
And this is why, largely, because, got to say, Konopka makes a great start, but super first corner from Worrell. He doesn't panic, and Ryan Fisher comes through as well, and the Polish rider is immediately relegated to 3rd place. Worrell immediately aware that he's into 2nd place, but doesn't panic. Just goes around the inside there. There's lots of racing room. Sneaky look over his right shoulder, and he's hit the front. Ryan Fisher comes on strong. Doolan then gets the better of the Polish rider, who cannot resist the charge from the Australian. And Doolan into 3rd place, and that's where he stays. Ryan Fisher has a really good go in second place, and it does get tight in actual fact, because Fisher rides hard here, and as they come out of the last corner it gets a little bit close with Worrell just squeezing him up. Good race that.
Let's get some reaction now with Chris Louis.
Yeah, I'm with Carl Johnson. Carl, 3 league points guaranteed, top of the table. You've got to be a happy man.
Yeah, really pleased. You know, it's a fantastic result, but, you know, still 2 heats to go, so we'll still keep pushing on. We want the 4 points.
Given the start to your season with the injuries, Ollie Allen, Alan Roynan, I mean, you've got to be pleased with the way this team's responded. You've used several guests, but it's, you know, you've picked wisely and you've put yourself in a great position.
Yeah, that's it. You know, we choose the guests really well. We look at their form at certain tracks, and I think that's the way, you know, that we go about it. And, you know, and obviously we've got great team spirit. You know, anybody that comes in, guests, you know, they always want to come back and guest for us again, you know, because they get on so well, and it's, you know, it's a nice little family.
The team spirit's very evident, but the confidence is going to be getting higher and higher now you've gone to the top.
Yeah, confidence is a massive thing. You know, as you know, in Speedway, it's, you know, Speedway's a mind game and confidence, you know, game. So if you're confident, you'll go out and win races. You'll ride with a smile on your face, and you know as well as anyone that when you're smiling and you're happy, you'll win races for anyone.
We're hearing good news about Robert as well. It doesn't appear that his injuries are too bad, so hopefully just resting for the rest of tonight and be back for you. I mean, that's great news for you and, of course, Kings Lynn.
Yeah, I think, you know, he fell awkwardly, as we've seen on the replay, and, you know, and precaution, you know, you've got to be careful with him. You know, he's 17 years old, you know, he's still a child. So, yeah, we have to be careful. We look after him, you know, the best we can, and, you know, and thankfully for him, he's used his sense and withdrew himself from the meeting.
And that crash really was youthful exuberance. He could have backed out of that one. Jorgensen came across, but he could have backed the throttle off, I guess.
Yeah, he wants to win. You know, he wants to win races. He wants to be the top man, and fair play to him. You know, and he puts himself in that position. And sometimes you get hurt, and unfortunately tonight, you know, he has done. So,
thanks, Carl.
Cheers.
Yeah, good stuff. Carl Johnson delighted with his side tonight. Congratulations to Peterborough heading to the top of the table.
Absolutely, brilliant by them, and pleasing to hear that Lambert isn't too seriously hurt, because when you watch that again, we watched it several times, he could easily have been collected by other riders coming around the outside there, and it could have been an awful lot worse. But I'm sure he'll feel a bit second-hand tomorrow, but he'll be back for more action soon.
Well, Richard Hall comes in for Alex Edberg here, so Edberg's night is over. He's off gate 1. Adam Roynan goes off gate 2 in white for Peterborough. Thomas Jorgensen gate 3 in red for Berwick, and Simon Lambert off the outside in yellow and black for Peterborough. Now, can Jorgensen pick up a 4th win on the night for the Berwick Bandits?
Well, he's only dropped 2 points. He's got 10 points out of 4 starts, so that's a good return. He's had 3 wins and a 3rd place. So Jorgensen, despite the Bandits not enjoying a great night, he's done himself no harm at all this evening. He has been terrific, and he'll be really looking forward to Heat 14, and who knows, he might well get Heat 15 as well. Panthers have done the job, but they now want 4 points. They're greedy this evening, aren't they?
Yeah.
They want to go back down the motorway with all the points in their back pocket.
Yeah, to do that, you win by 6. You win by more than 6 away from home, and you get 4 league points. That is the British Speedway scoring structure. Win by more than 6, and you get 4 league points. And that is certainly the way the Peterborough Panthers are heading tonight as we build up to Heat 14. Simon Lambert with his 7th ride of the evening in the yellow and black helmet colour, going off the outside here. Graham Flint wants them to get on with it. The referee now. Here we go, Heat 14. And will they get away first time? Jorgensen in red, 3 wins for Berwick tonight so far. And the red lights are on.
Well. Adam Roynan, I think.
Yep. How many times has that happened tonight? Well, is he holding tapes too long, or is that an unfair criticism of the referee?
Adam Roynan is on the move almost immediately there. I don't think that he's left them too long, but there has been all sorts of movement on the start line.
I'm just looking as to a reason why it's continually happened tonight, Kelv.
I think maybe that there is no question there's a huge emphasis on making starts at this track. It's fast, it's narrow, and it's awkward to pass. And you know as a rider that you've got to try and get to the front going to the first corner. And Roynan, who's had an indifferent night, although the Panthers have done well, Roynan has found it quite difficult. I think he probably wants to finish with a win, so very keen to get away from the tapes quickly.
Well, there's one thing about Adam, you know, after all the injuries that we talked about earlier, he has still got so much enthusiasm and passion for riding speedway. It's in his blood. It's well, what he wants to do. He doesn't want to do anything else for a living, does he?
No, he doesn't, and that's surprising when the seriousness of his injuries are severe, and it's been tough on him. And we spoke about it earlier. It's curtailed his career. There's no question about that. But he's still very keen to be out there racing, and he's got another ride here in Heat 14. But he will have to sit still because Graham Flint won't poke up with it for too much longer. I think that if they keep moving on the start line, I think you may well see an exclusion.
Okay, Heat 14 it is then here. Penultimate race of the night. 45-33 in favour of the Peterborough Panthers. Berwick back in business here this weekend against Ipswich. And they go tomorrow night to Shiellfield as well. Berwick, so they're in action at Ollerton tomorrow. Shiellfield against Berwick tomorrow evening. As they look to bounce back there, but that's tough at Shiellfield. They've got Craig Cook booked as a guest for Simon Stead, and we know how well Craig Cook went in the British Grand Prix at the weekend. So here we go, Heat 14, and they're taking a while here, Cal.
Too long. Not enough urgency shown here by the start marshal. He needs to be waving them forward and getting a little bit more animated, to be perfectly honest. Adam Roynan was doing a burnout there with the back tyre, and you can smell the rubber as it drifts around the stadium. He clearly wants to get out of gate 2, desperate to hit the front.
Here we go then, Heat number 14, penultimate race of the evening, and they're away this time. Beauty from Jorgensen on 3, he's made the start superbly there. Thomas Jorgensen, and he's gone wide, and he's got the speed. Royden is second in white here for the Peterborough Panthers. Third in blue is Richard Hall. Hall is going wide. The man in the yellow and black helmet is Simon Lambert, and he has to get off the gas because he got all very close there. But it looks as though Berwick might bag a 4-2 advantage here.
Yeah, looking favourites for that. Certainly Jorgensen has been outstanding. He once again is fast as the tapes went up. Royner's got himself in the second place. Richard Hall riding steadily in third, and Lambert has had a very busy night. He's out the back, but Thomas Jorgensen for the home team has been a star, hasn't he? He's got 10 points coming into this race, and if he keeps going at the moment, he'll move on to 13, and that will be a fabulous return from 5 rides. Royden, I don't think, has got an answer. A bit of a battle for third, though. Lambert very nearly getting the better of Richard Hall, but out in front, Thomas Jorgensen should win nicely.
Yeah, Jorgensen looking superb here. He's going to get the victory in the penultimate race. Adam Royden second, third in blue. Well, coming through to the line, Lambert. Lambert has a real go on Richard Hall for third place there, and Simon Lambert, his final hurrah tonight with his 7th race of the evening, really put it on the line there.
Yeah, great effort. He's been a very busy man, and he never gave up right to the checkered flag there in his last ride, and still third place away. Richard Hall will be feeling gutted about that, but Thomas Jorgensen has been the top man for the Bandits this evening, that man. And yeah, he's had 4 wins and a third. That's been a good night. And who knows, we may well see him, should see him in Heat 15.
Yes, we should indeed, and it does mean now that Peterborough will take all 4 points from this meeting. 4 points from an away win. Jorgensen, Royden, Lambert and Hall the finishing order. So that is a 3 apiece. It's Berwick 36, Peterborough 48. With 1 race to go, and Peterborough are going top of the table with 4 league points tonight. Thomas Jorgensen, the star of the show for Berwick. We've got Heat 15 coming next. Welcome back to Shiellfield Park. It's the home of the Berwick Bandits. Peterborough have 1 race to go, and they know that they have won tonight. Berwick 36, Peterborough 48, 1 heat to go here at Shiellfield Park on a dramatic night of Premier League Speedway. And this is how it looks now. With Peterborough's victory, they move on to 32. Berwick on 17, and they have Ipswich and Rye House just below them. Workington have got meetings in hand, and Ipswich come here on Saturday as well. So that's a big meeting here on Saturday night, as Berwick take on Ipswich. And speaking of Ipswich, by the way, I think we should congratulate the Witches, including our colleague Chris Louis, on the Witches becoming Premier League Pairs champions last Friday night at Somerset. So congratulations to Chris and to the Ipswich boys for winning the Premier League Pairs championship at Somerset last Friday night. Now, one heat to go here. Berwick have made a fist of it. They've just restored a little bit of pride, Kelvin.
Yeah, those 2 consecutive 5-1s certainly helped, and then a 4-2 later on. Thomas Jorgensen has been a shining light for them, but the Panthers have just been too good. It was a poor start to the night for the Bandits, and they just really haven't been able to recover in time. But that man there, I've got to say, has been really quite outstanding for the home team, and quite clearly he's got a future here in the sport, because the way he rides, he's a good starter, and when he hits the front, he's got plenty of pace.
Very much so. Final race of the evening then here. We have seen Berwick out of luck in the early stages. Realistically, they've just left themselves with too much to do, really, in the early stages with the bike problems that they had. But take nothing away from Peterborough. Very good value for this, with Blackbird off the inside, Jorgensen off 2 in red, Worrell goes off gate 3. Can he complete a maximum? Doolan off the outside.
Absolutely, and it's not going to be easy for Worrell, because although he's been clinical tonight, I've got to say Jorgensen has had plenty of pace as well for the home team, so it could be quite a tear-up in Heat 15 between those two. Worrell, of course, will want to finish with a 5-ride maximum. A good feeling going home when you've had 5 rides and 5 wins. That's what it's all about. Jorgensen has dropped 2 points in his 5 rides. He's on 13, so with the rider replacement facility coming in. But I've got to say, those 2 lads on gates 2 and 3, keep an eye on them, because it could be quite tight.
Yeah, it could be an interesting race, this one. Heat 15. Will they get away first time? They have this time. Jorgensen is there, but Worrell's made a beauty in the yellow and black. Now, what can Jorgensen do? He's got the lead. Will Worrell try to switch? Going through in blue, Kevin Doolan. A little bit of pride being restored here, and Stevie Worrell's maximum being thrown out of the window. Thomas Jorgensen and Kevin Doolan, well, they're giving the Bandits fans something to cheer about here.
Indeed they are. Worrell made a good start initially, but went far too wide in the first corner, and at the end of the first lap he got relegated to the back. Doolan taking full advantage of a racing room, and he came charging through in the second place. Thomas Jorgensen's going to finish in style here. He's having a really good night. The Panthers have been dominant, but I tell you what, this man has really kept the side going and flying the flag this evening for the Berwick Bandits. Full credit to Jorgensen, good riding from him.
Yeah, brilliant this, and this would mean that Berwick go through the 40-point barrier, and they're only going to lose by 8 points.
Yeah.
And the second half of the meeting, they've picked up, what, 3 5-1s and a 4-2 since heat number 8. It really has been a tale of 2 halves, this meeting. But it's the Peterborough Panthers who take the victory, but pride restored for Berwick, going into their big meeting with Ipswich here on Saturday. They go down the road to Sheffield tomorrow as well, no doubt in good heart to take on the Tigers at Ollerton. But that's a great ride from Jorgensen and from Doolan. They have been great value tonight for the Bandits.
They have, and Doolan was terrific when he was interviewed earlier. He had a team meeting with the boys and said, look, come on, keep your pecker up. Really do, don't throw the towel in, and all credit to the Bandits. The second half of the meeting, it worked wonders. They were able to pick up some big heat advantages, and they closed the gap. That man, though, has been outstanding, and all credit to him. He has been a really good advert for the Berwick Bandits this evening.
We did see Robert Lambert there. He was changed, and he's coming out to congratulate his colleagues, which is great to see. Limping a little bit, but nothing too serious, thankfully, for Robert Lambert.
Good news.
But great stuff from Berwick here with Thomas Jorgensen. They've lost the meeting, but my goodness, they've put on a good show tonight, Berwick, in the end. Second half of the meeting, 12, 16, 21, 24, what, 29 points they've scored in the second half of the meeting. Jorgensen, Doolan, Blackbird, and Worrell's maximum is ruined by Heat 15, but he's been brilliant and has done the job superbly. Final score tonight, Berwick 41, Peterborough 49. That means that Peterborough take 4 league points and Berwick take none. Now, Robert Lambert earlier tonight, this was a horrific looking crowd. Oh dear me. Robert Lambert in white. We're delighted to say that Robert is now joining our man, Chris Louis.
Well, Robert, first of all, it's great to see you up on your feet. Just give us an update on your injuries.
Yeah, well, you know, the full brunt was on the hip and sort of backside, and yeah, so I twisted it hard, and you know, I was in a lot of pain with that. That's hard to walk. But Yeah, hopefully, you know, give it a bit of rest, and that's only sort of ligament damage and muscle, so hopefully give it some rest and that'll be all right.
You've given the team a great start, though, in your absence for the second half of the meeting. They struggled a little bit, but they hung on to maximum points and top of the table.
Yeah, that's what we come here to do today. So, you know, I'm happy that I played a bit of a role in that, and you know, I'm over the moon that the team won in the end, and yeah, hopefully we can just keep up the top there and keep at it till the end of the season.
Once again, great to see you up.
No problem. Cheers, thank you.
Yeah, he'd done his job before the injury there, but let's give Berwick credit because, you know, they were gone. The meeting was over, but the second half they've showed great resilience and great fighting spirit to show what can be done when your bikes don't pack up.
Absolutely. They were 20 points down, Nigel, and it was all over, wasn't it? The writing was on the wall, and they've come back and they had 3 5-1s and a 4-2 in the second half of the meeting, and they showed tremendous spirit. And what could have been, really, if they'd got off to a decent start, I think it could have been a very tight contest. But all credit to the Panthers. They've come a long way to get here this evening, and they really meant business right from the word go.
4 league points, top of the table. Can Peterborough challenge for the league title?
Well, on the evidence of that, yes, because they've got the quality and the strength in the side. Quite clearly a super team spirit. Even riders coming in seem to feed off that, and I think they will push Somerset and Edinburgh. I think it will be won't be a surprise to see Peterborough very near the top at the end of the season.
And Glasgow as well, who we visited earlier in the year, of course. But back into the Elite League we go. This coming Monday night, don't miss this, live in the Elite League, Swindon Robins and the Poole Pirates. The return of Darcy Ward from suspension, the Australian World Cup star, former Grand Prix man. He rides for Swindon, makes his home debut on Monday, 7:30 on Sky Sports 1. Looking forward to that one. Darcy Ward back in British racing, and that has to be a bonus.
Oh, very much so. There were big question marks whether he would ride in Britain at all. Certainly going to be riding on the continent in Sweden and Poland, but great news for British Speedway and for the Swindon Robins, of course, that he's back, and he's back next week.
Well, on Monday night, it's £10 admission at Swindon. If you fancy joining us, creating the atmosphere, come along. It's going to be a great night featuring Darcy Ward. Good night.
Good night.
16 years old, the young Australian. He is sensational. Massive future ahead for him. This is something to get excited about.
I don't doubt anything.
Ward puts it on the line. It's congratulations once again to the Poole Pirates.
This is our time.
Listen to the roar.
If I didn't do it, I'd be empty inside.
Enjoy Sky Sports Live. On all screens, on the go, and the best bits on demand.